keeping peaceful is a struggle for me. Don't pull up at 6 a.m. to cuddle with me. You know how I like it when you love it on me. I don't wanna die for them to miss me. Yes, I see the things that they wishing on me. Hope I got some brothers that outlive me. They gon' tell the story, shit was different with me. God's plan, God's plan. I hold back sometimes I won't. I feel good sometimes I don't. I finesse down Western Road. Might go down to G.O.D. I go hard on Southside G. I make sure that Northside E.
Guys hear me? Check, check, check. 1 2 1 2 1 2. We should be loud. We should be good to go. We should be good. I think we should be live.
She say, do you love me? I tell her only partly. I only love my bed.
Check, check, check. 1 2, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm your host, Luke Belmar. The internet takeover is imminent. We've almost crossed a million views on TikTok on these clips. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to be talking about the male dilemma. What they're trying to take from us, because it's real. And there's just things we got to talk about. We're going to give it a minute here or two. Shout outs to Sneeko that came out for the weekend. It was good meeting Sneeko in person. We had some good synergy. We're going to be doing a couple more live streams over the coming months together. So be on the lookout for that. We're going to give this about 2 more minutes, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get started here. My goodness. All right, so for those that don't know me, I'm Luke Belmar, 8-figure e-commerce entrepreneur and crypto investor. I live in Puerto Rico, retired last year, so now we're in the business of just bullshitting on the internet. We're bullshitting on the internet, having a good time, and talking about what's real, what matters. The first thing we're going to talk about, whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, or anything in between. We want to talk about the male dilemma. What is the big problem that we're all facing as men nowadays? So pull out that pen, pull out that paper, get that coffee. If you smoke cigars, spark up that cigar. If you got a J, spark that J. We're going to be covering the one and only Jordan Peterson today. So make sure that you are in the lookout for what we're going to be doing. Alrighty. Oh my. Little gremlin. I wonder what we're going to be covering today. Alright, so if you guys don't know Jordan Peterson, he's a renowned psychologist. He's been going viral over the last couple years. So we're going to be covering 3 videos of his that I find extremely funny, and then we're going to be talking about some of the news that have been popping up on my Twitter timeline before we react to Sneeko's live stream. He's going to be live streaming. He's got an E-Date on Aiden Ross's channel. Where's everybody from? Spam in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Where are you from? Where are you visiting? I know our European fam is not tuned in today because it's still a bit late. Where are you guys tuning in from? Where are you guys tuning in from, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know. For those of you that don't know me, I've kind of kept a low profile over the last couple of years. We built an audience on Instagram, through Instagram Lives, just posting on stories. A very unorthodox methodology to building a community, but a powerful community nonetheless. community is called Capital Club. We are forming the largest decentralized entrepreneurial network on planet Earth, focused on creating, multiplying, and preserving wealth. True wealth, understanding how to be a man, a woman of status, of stature, of values, and that stands for what is right, stands for what is true, and does not bend, does not cave, does not waver to the pressures of this world. Nowadays, we live in a situation where if you do not comply, if you're not silent, if you do not follow the status quo, you can get in trouble. But there is something extremely important to talk about, and it's that one of the most unproductive, lowest ROI tasks or activities that you can partake in is to be a follower. And most of you guys are followers, but the majority are followers of people that are also followers. You're following followers, you know, whether it's in your job, whether it's in your worldviews. So it's time to question those. It's time to break them down. It's time to unravel this crazy world that we live in and see if we leave better than the way that we came. So my goal, ladies and gentlemen, is for you to leave better than you came today, a little bit better. You know, we're not here to make fun of people. We're just here to express our opinions, you know, and we're here to have a good time. So whether you agree, whether you disagree, the point is, it doesn't matter. The point is to have a good time and to develop into people that provide value to the world in some way, shape, or form. Everybody nowadays wants to be like everybody else. They want to dress the same. They want to talk the same. They want to act the same. There is no originality. There is no uniqueness. The human potential is dwindling, and unless we rekindle it with courage and equanimity and purpose, the future does not look super bright. So, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on with it. All right, shall we? I got one more song here that I want to just vibe with before we get started.
After hours of Il Molino, a soto just talking women and vino. The contract like 91 Dan Marino. I swear this guy Michael Rapino's boosting my ego. Overly focused is far from the time to rest now. Debates growing about who they think is the best now. Took a while, got the jokers out of the deck now.
You know the type of people that level up in life? It's the people that live an intentional life. The ones that focus on becoming better. If you're here to leave better than you came today, gain some more knowledge, gain some more value, gain a fresh perspective on life, hit that W chat. If you guys haven't hit the like button yet, make sure you hit that like button. Helps this little algorithm thing. I'm new to this YouTube thing. I don't know how to do this, all this thumbnail bullshit. But it doesn't really matter. I don't think it really matters. Tuning in from the UK, tuning in from Romania, tuning in from Albania, tuning in from Europe. Shout out to all my European people. Fucking love you guys. I love Europe. We'll be out there in Eastern Europe. We'll be visiting Romania. We'll be visiting Bulgaria. We'll be visiting Albania, Croatia, and potentially Italy in September. We got some big plans out there. Some big people we gotta meet. So be on the lookout for something amazing. Alrighty. We got people from Peru, Argentina, the Dominican Republic. We got people from the US, New Zealand. Shout out everybody around the world. Let's get started with the stream, baby. All right, we got 400 people in here. Let's give it about a minute or two, and we'll get started. Oh man, if you guys knew the conversation we've been having behind the scenes. Haha. We're gonna be hosting some meetups with some people in Europe. We're gonna have our Capital Club Europe event as well. So shout out to everybody that's tuning in this Monday evening. Go get your coffee. Go get your water. Let's have a good time. I in fact don't have a water. Let me text my brother. Get some water in here. Get a barrier. Alrighty. Who's ready, ladies and gentlemen? Let's get started. Shall we get started with Jordan Peterson? We're going to be reacting to so for the people that don't know Jordan Peterson, all right. For the people that don't know Jordan Peterson has been getting grilled over the last 2 years for his worldviews. You know, worldviews that a lot of people hold, but they are scared. They are scared to come out and express their worldviews. And the reason they're scared to talk about their worldviews is because they are afraid of the backlash. They're afraid of the punishment. They're afraid of the censorship. They're afraid of losing their business, losing their reputation, getting called bigots, and getting completely destroyed. And this is what the system does. You know, they attack your character, they attack your weak points. But the reason I kind of stayed low key over the last few years is I had to develop a way to not worry about these things, right? I had to become rich. I had to become extremely well connected. And I had to make sure that I was ready to put myself in the situation, right? So now that we got some M's in the bank account, now that that we're doing well, and that we are focused on being on multiple grids, we can start speaking up. So yeah, so if somebody talks about my life story. So let's talk about my life story real quick. We have a lot of new people in here, a lot of people that are trying to kind of seek truth. And I commend you for that. And we stream every single day, whether it's in the morning, whether it's at night. You know, we streamed till like 3 in the morning with Sneeko last night. So I was a little bit tired to stream in the morning. But a little bit of backstory about me, you know, even don't let the blue eyes and white skin fool you. I come from Argentina. Grew up in a small little farm town of 19,000 people. And at the age of 17, you know, because my uncle was a pilot, what I would say was my little fortune card allowed me to get a plane ticket to the U.S. You know, I was ambitious, I was hungry, fucking hated school, and I know a lot of you guys out there, whether you're in university, whether you are in high school, you fucking just hate school, and I don't blame you. You know, you are inside these concrete walls. You're told to follow certain rules. You're told to raise your hand in order to go to the bathroom, in order to talk. You have to take a little hall pass in order to take a piss. You get fed this bullshit ass food, just like the prison yard. You get, you know, your recess time. But is that the life you want to live? A lot of people are waking up and they're like, fuck this. I'm not trying to live this way. So they're waking up. They're waking up and they want something different. And the beauty of the internet, you know, is that you actually get to listen to people, whether you agree with them or not, and you get to form perspectives. And that's what this is about. It's about having perspectives. A lot of people that are closed-minded, you know, and they say that people that think like me, we're closed-minded. We're not open to what is this called? Progress. That's what they call it, right? They call it progress. Excuse me, guys. I'm putting on my little. I call them my liberal tears. That's what I call them. My liberal tears. I put these on when I get dry eyes right here. If you guys, I get asked about these all the time, so check them out. They're called Lumify. Shout out to Lumify. Always taking care of me. They're like fucking expensive too. They're like $30. It's kind of ridiculous. But we got almost 500 motherfuckers in here. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Spam W. If you guys want to go ahead and get started. We got Jordan Peterson today. We're going to be covering Jordan Peterson, 3 of his epic videos. I haven't actually watched these interviews, okay? Even though I'm a fan of his books, I've read his books, I haven't watched a lot of YouTube, you know? And I think you guys are going to have a blast with me, because all this bullshit that we see on the internet, whether it's positive, negative, I don't spend a lot of time on it. You know, I'm either charting crypto, I'm running my businesses, I'm building Capital Club, and the rest is kind of just kind of there. Send this link to a friend or family member, just one, not 8, 10, that you think this is going to be valuable to. If they're a super big feminist, or you know they have this agenda of propagating, you know, this toxic anti-masculine agenda, make sure you tune this in. And if somebody's kind of already on our side and needs some validation, reassurance, or just wants to see a different worldview, make sure that they tune in as well. Somebody asked me, how did you start in crypto? In 2017 is when I got started in crypto. In 2016, in fact, Bitcoin was, I think, about $400. I started buying Bitcoin. on a platform called Bitstamp. It was a little platform. I don't even think it exists anymore, you know, and we would take our money, we would buy on those platforms. And in 2017, I went through the bull run. We did extremely well. I think I 160x'd my money then. And I was like, damn, like I need to get ready. I need to get ready and prepared for when this happens again. And the purpose of this channel is preparing you to become somebody that has potential to excel in life. And that doesn't always mean that I'm going to be right, that I'm going to be 100% correct, or that all my worldviews are for you. And they're not supposed to be, right? Your worldviews are supposed to be formed by your understanding of the world. Now, the system wants to limit your worldview and tell you that this is this, and that if you think otherwise, you are a hater. If you think otherwise, you're a terrible individual, and that if you don't think like everybody else, you don't care about everybody else. And the fallacy in that statement is that that is just not true, right? The autonomy, the beauty of becoming an individual is that you can actually think in a certain way, you can actually operate in a certain way, and it doesn't fucking matter what other people think. It really doesn't. Because at the end of the day, when you're in your grave, or you're in your grave, or you're on your deathbed, it doesn't matter what Joe Schmo on the comments said about your perspective on life. What matters is, did you live the life that you wanted to live, and did you accomplish the things that you wanted to accomplish? And if the answer is yes, then it was a life worth living. If the answer is no, it's a life of regret. So let's go ahead and get started. Video 1 of Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson is discussing, you know, with a channel. I think it's in Australia. And for people that don't know Australia was, for the World Economic Forum, you can study the World Economic Forum, was one of the testing grounds for massive lockdowns, one of the test grounds for massive quarantine camps where they would just lock up people for 2-3 weeks at a time. And it was absolutely ridiculous. Of course, the Prime Minister of New Zealand, just like the Prime Minister of Canada, just like the President of Argentina, they all came from the World Economic Forum, the young leaders of the World Economic Forum. So they are all groomed for communism from the moment they are born. I know this because I do my research and I study accordingly, and I'm not here to yell or to impress a ton of fucking children. I'm here to give you guys real value that is sustainable and will make your life better in the long term. So, Jordan Peterson is discussing whether men and women can ever be equal. And if you guys kind of see on the internet, now there's this big conversation, you know, about women, about men, about are we equal, are we not equal? And even though I hold my perspective on this, it's not the focus of my life. And the reason it's not the focus of my life, and I think it's important to discern this, is because to me there's other more important shit. Like making money, bro. Like taking care of your family. Like taking care of my health. I don't give a fuck what some bitch, blue-haired bitch on the internet has to say. If she wants to be all weird and fuck people that are wearing furry dresses or whatever it is. Like, I don't care. As long as you don't propagate that on the rest of the culture, that's totally fine. And what I see now is the propagation of this agenda throughout the entire culture, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. There's no reason whatsoever why a 3-year-old, right? Look at this shit. Why a 3-year-old comes out as trans. Can somebody remind me what they were fucking doing at 3 years old? I have zero flashbacks of who I was when I was 3 years old. Listen to this shit.
Kids have to go to the pediatrician a certain number of times for the first few years of their life. It's to make sure they get fully vaccinated or growing on time.
That's the first thing she says. Fully jabbed is the first, like, that is what people attribute health to right now. Exterior things, right? It's not does the baby have good health? You know, is the baby's body functioning correctly? No. Is the baby fully jabbed? So you guys know how this is gonna go.
Fully vaccinated.
I haven't even watched this shit, bro.
Or growing on time. Development is as it needs to be, yada, yada, yada. At the 3-year checkup, they ask a question to see if the children know.
And she's whatever she's about to say, she's gonna be happy about this shit. I promise you. She's about to be happy as if this is some sort of scientific advancement. Watch it. I promise you.
The difference. So the pediatrician looked at Bug and she
Bug. Bug.
said, "Are you
Bug. Bug.
So the pediatrician looked at Bug and she said, "Are you a boy or a girl?" Bug looked her in the eye and said, "I'm a girl." The doctor kind of looked at me. I was like, all right, never heard about it before, but whatever. And ever since that day, she has told us that she's a girl. A little under a year ago, she started correcting us on her pronouns.
Bro, a child does not fucking know their pronouns. A kid wants to eat their fucking Fruit Loops and watch cartoons or go outside with their imaginary friends, not correcting their parents on fucking pronouns. This is unbelievable. This is outrageous.
A little under a year ago, she started correcting us on her pronouns.
The only reason she's correcting her in the pronouns is because this is a taught behavior. This is a taught behavior, ladies and gentlemen. This is a taught behavior, right? You can't, guys, when you were fucking, when you were 3, was this shit real? Was this shit, bro, I was watching like Power Rangers or some shit. This can't be real. Look at how many views. This got 2,000 views, bro.
I'm not a him. I'm a her. Don't call me he. Mommy, I'm not he. I'm she. It has been 2.5 years now that she
Haram.
has been out. I told her father.
Been out. Been out. Bro, this little kid's balls haven't even dropped yet. And is out?
Don't call me he. Mommy, I'm not he. I'm she. It has been 2.5 years now that she has been out. I told her father when I figured she was getting close to telling him herself. Didn't want him to respond poorly. Look, another helpful.
Didn't want him to respond poorly. Like what? Like have a different fucking opinion? Have a different opinion? So now we're talking about the male dilemma, right? So you have this little 3-year-old kid that's born, that's supposed to be taught principles about the world, how the world works, how you can be a man that constructs society to benefit society, and instead, you're in a situation where your balls haven't even dropped, and your mother is calling you fucking bug, and is teaching you about pronouns. Like this is the extent of society in which we live in. Oh, all right, so spam that W for that video, bro, because this shit's nuts, bro. That's the first video I want to show you guys. Then we're covering 2 more videos on this because this shit's kind of nuts, bro. Shout out to Libs of TikTok. I came across this page on Twitter. This is absolutely crazy. I want to cover this one, and then I want to cover what they are actually teaching in the school system so that you understand that the brains, the malleable, the forming brains of our children, the next generation, well, that's why these kids are so fucked up. What do you think this person is going to say, bro? Let's see. I don't know what this shit is, guys. I promise you, I haven't seen this shit. All right, bear with me.
But I need help because I have no fucking idea what to do with this. One of my alters, Sunny, our inner world is surrounded by a forest, and occasionally new alters will come out from that forest. Like our demon altar, Shuhiel, emerged.
Yeah, because you're fucking worshiping demons and all this garbage ass shit. So they put all this tranny shit in front of you. They make you gender neutral, and this is absolutely ridiculous.
So generally, our consensus is don't go into the forest. But Sunny's pretty new. He formed at Christmas, or technically shortly thereafter, but whatever. And no one told him, I guess, not to go into the forest, so he just kind of disappeared for a few days, maybe even a few weeks. I don't know, I wasn't really keeping tabs. And he reappeared the other day with a dog. I don't think...
Bro, guaranteed this girl or whatever works at like fucking Little Caesars or Papa John's or some Subway. You have way too much time. Way too much time in your hands, bro. Way too much time. Like this is the problems. These are the dilemmas you have in your life. This is the extent of the society that we live in. This is the extent of the society that we live in. I want to show you guys one last video. Bro, I've never seen this shit. So bear with me, guys. Like, truly bear with me, because this is the first time I come across this. I'm mind boggled. Let's watch this last one before we jump into Jordan Peterson. I just want to give you guys some context so that you guys understand that masculinity is truly being attacked. It's not a fictitious bullshit scenario. It's truly being attacked 24/7, and it's being attacked by people like this. Like this. This is what we're being attacked with. Okay? So imagine you go into your what? I don't know what, I'm gonna assume it's like 4th grade or 3rd grade because of the little chairs, even probably less. Picture when you were in kindergarten or in elementary school, and imagine this dude is your teacher, wearing a mask, which has already been proven that it doesn't work. Like, we know this. It's scientifically proven that masks don't work. We know this over and over and over again, and people still wear them. It's ridiculous, right? We already know this. And imagine this is your teacher, right? And parents tell their kids, respect your teacher, respect your authority. By the way, guys, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Sign in and subscribe to get notified before we watch this shit. This has got 1.2 million videos. Before we jump into the video, this is the teacher, okay? This is the teacher who's teaching your kids. This guy performing as a drag in a pride event, which is fine, is totally whatever, as long as you don't propagate it on malleable, innocent minds, right? Because this is not normal. Watch this shit. So all the flags, right? No other flags whatsoever. There is no other option. What happened to my camera? Let's see here. Did my camera go down? Let me check my camera real quick, guys. Let's check this camera. This shit go on now. Can you guys see my camera? Or it says battery exhausted. Let me get a new battery real quick. Getting a new battery here. Get ready for this video. What do you guys think this is gonna turn into? Imagine you're supposed to be learning the ABCs or learning like basic math, and then your teacher, right? Your teacher wants to propagate this bullshit. All right? Your teacher wants to propagate this bullshit. All right, we're back. We're live, baby. I got batteries for days on days, bitch. What do you think this thing's about to turn into? Like, honestly, what do you think this shit's about to turn into? Oh, let's watch this. What do you think this is about to turn into?
You say hello and I don't reply, got my own friends. You got yours, you don't know me anymore, I'm on the way up. Look at the ground, I won't wait up. I'm not coming down from this. Got a new vibe with this.
So this is a high school, okay? And they just turned it into a gay bar, a gay nightclub. This is what they turned it into. This is the school system. So when I tell you that the school system is designed to destroy you, I mean it. When your teacher turns your classroom with your tax dollars into a gay bar, this is the extent of our society. Hey, party with me, boys. Right. There we go. This is the extent of it, ladies and gentlemen. So now that we have context as to the male dilemma, right? The male dilemma. Can we all agree? Can we chat? Can we spam in the chat? We got a male dilemma. I don't know about you guys, but we got a male dilemma. We got a male dilemma, ladies and gentlemen, and we got to solve it. I'm in it to solve it. We got a male dilemma. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. It's pretty sad, but at least we got some game. All right, so now that we got the male dilemma, we know what the male dilemma is, ladies and gentlemen. We know what the male dilemma is. Let's get started with Jordan Peterson, who's discussing, who's one of the nicest guys. Okay, so hear me out. Like, a lot of these guys, you know, you look at Tate, you look at a ton of these guys, they're controversial. They're super controversial. They talk in absolutes, things of this nature. It's their personality. Love them or hate them. Now you have somebody like Jordan Peterson, highly educated, very polite. His mannerisms, he's not crude, he's not insulting, but his worldviews, okay? His worldviews are causing people to be triggered and for their safe space to be absolutely destroyed. So I was talking with my girl, and she's like, "Well, are you sure you want to go this route and you want to talk about these things? You know, like what about your brand? What about your image and all these things?" I was like, "Babe, listen. If Jordan Peterson, who's one of the nicest dudes and one of the most polite dudes on the internet, is showcasing his worldview and he's getting absolutely hammered and clobbered, right, by these type of individuals, and I don't like to put labels on them. I don't like to put liberals, Democrats, or whatever. They're all labels. It's bullshit. It's a condition, right? It's a failed condition of society. Name it whatever you want. If that dude who's super polite and super nice is getting railed for his comments and for his worldview, then it doesn't really matter if he uses a cuss word or not, if he's loud or not. The point is, they're trying to destroy what it means to be a man, what it means to be a person that holds true to values that extend beyond what culture and norm try to dictate for you. That is the truth. That is the matrix that we live in. It's real. It's perpetrated on top of us. It's pushed. It's a narrative that they try to shove down your throat. And if you do not comply, you get shunned, you get censored, you get cast away because you're too controversial and you are bad. Bad man. Bad man. But that's why we're joining together. That's why we're building this network, ladies and gentlemen. Capital Club, becoming the largest decentralized entrepreneurial network on planet Earth, because we understand that this isn't the mission of one person. This isn't the mission of two people. This is a movement that is long overdue. And it's time that we stand for what is right, time that we stand for our principles, and just like they do, you know, they stand, they holler, they scream, they yell. Anthony, send me the clip of the lady yelling when I think it's when Trump gets elected. She like gets on her knees and yells, right? This is what they do. This is what they do. So what we do is we just present facts, present evidence, and have good conversation. So we got 565 people in chat. Go invite a motherfucker or two, and let's get started with the reactions, baby.
What do you understand by equality, Sophie? What does it?
I haven't watched any of this shit, guys. So we're going to react to it live, okay? We're going to react to it live. So here we have this dude that's clearly wearing a wig, okay? He's clearly wearing a wig. We got a lady. I'm assuming she's the one that's going to be discussing equality between men and women. And we have Jordan Peterson, the top G, the true top G. Never watched.
What do you understand by equality, Sophie? What does it mean to you?
So, okay, first of all, getting asked, right? What is equality?
Freedom.
That's not equality. Freedom is not equality. Equality is equal. Freedom is your ability to do whatever you want. So right off the bat, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Let's see where this takes us. Oh my. And I'm guessing that the guy with the wig is also pro bullshit. Okay? Pro bullshit.
Can you be more? Is it equality of opportunity? Is it equal pay across the board? Is it something more than that?
So the question is,
Freedom.
Understand by equality, Sophie.
so the question is, what is
Does
equality?
it mean to you?
Let's see if she can define it.
Freedom.
Can you be more? Is it equality of opportunity? Is it equal pay across the board? Is it something more than that?
I think equality's better for everyone.
No shit, but what is it?
I
Yeah,
think,
okay.
you know, I'm
I'm guessing she's going to say something about feelings.
really delighted. You know, I love my job because
Yeah, but what is it?
it's an optimistic and a hopeful job, which is about creating more choices for people. I'm interested in people being able to have different choices and having equality of outcome.
You can't have equality of outcome. It's impossible because circumstances are different. You can't have equality of outcome when you're completely different. If you're a different gender, you're going to have a different outcome. That is absolutely obvious, right? If you're a different height, if you're a different weight, if you're a different religion, if you live in a different country, it is impossible to have equality of outcome when you are different. And this is the problem. They want to bunch everybody up into billions of people into one category. And if you do not comply to that category, they fuck with you.
Well, so you're going to have choices and equality of outcome. What if people choose different things, which is...
I fucking love this man, bro. This man knows his shit, bro. I love you, Jordan.
is what they've been doing in Scandinavia. So the Scandinavian countries have moved more towards gender equality.
So just so you guys know, this dude who's super fucking nice is getting just absolutely hammered in the media. We got to protect this man.
Than any other countries, and the personality differences in Scandinavia have increased rather than decreased, and the proportion of women who are choosing STEM fields has decreased rather than increased. So as cultures become more gender neutral, the number of women who choose STEM fields decreases.
What do you mean
not
by
increasing.
STEM fields?
So science, technology, engineering, and math.
The jobs that usually men do. When they have more choices, they choose against it. Why? Because it's not what they like to do. It's fucking obvious.
Mathematics.
I
So
think
if you let
actually-
men and women make their choices, what actually
If you let men and women make their choices, they're going to make the choices based on the tendencies that they have because they are a man or a woman.
happens is that they specialize in different situations, and you don't get equality of
Could they
outcome.
not have been programmed to have...
Could they have not been programmed? Do you want to talk about programming? Do you want to talk about programming? Do you want to talk about programming? Could they have not been
The ground I
programmed?
won't wait up. I'm not coming down from this.
Could they have not been programmed? Could they have not been programmed to not be themselves? Could they have not been programmed? Could they have not been programmed?
Kids have to go to the pediatrician a certain number of times for the first few years of their life. It's to make sure they get fully vaccinated or growing on time. They ask a question to see if the children know the difference. So the pediatrician looked at Bug and she said, "Are you a boy or a girl?"
At the age of 4? Could they not be programmed?
Situations,
they
and you
not-
don't get equality of
Could they
outcome.
not have been programmed to have those views from the moment we raise them and give boys
No.
Lego and construction?
No,
girls?
because what
This shit's so obvious. Shout out to Nico that put me onto all this bullshit, bro. I'm telling you, I'm out here making my crypto money. Here, this is my work. This is my stream setup, but that's my work setup right there. I'm doing my own shit. I live in my own house, like doing my own thing. And then I see this kid on TikTok, and I'm like, who the fuck is this kid? So I call Jordan Welch, my boy, and I'm like, yo, Jordan, I need you to fucking put me on to Sneeko. So he's like, yeah, no worries. Let me get that shit done. Shout out to Jordan. And he's like, all right, hey, link up. I call Sneeko. I'm like, yo, I need you to fucking fly out to PR this weekend. So I book him a first flight, first class ticket, put him at the Vanderbilt Hotel, 5-star hotel. I'm like, all right, bro, what the fuck is going on with this generation, bro? Because I'm out of it, right? Like, this entire YouTube scene is new. This entire thing is new to me. Like, I don't really know any of this shit. So this to me is all new. But anybody that uses common sense will understand what is happening. And I've watched none of this, but I can tell you, it's so obvious. Wait till we get to this guy, bro. Wait till we get to that guy. Whatever he is, we'll see.
what happens is that as countries get more egalitarian, which means there's less programming of that sort, the differences get larger, not smaller. And the scientific data on that is clear, and most of it was generated by people who have a left-leaning bias, so you can't blame it on conservative scientists. It was a shock to everyone to find that out.
Sophie,
I think the difference between Jordan and me is that we look at evidence.
One has a penis, another one has a vagina. Let's start with that difference. Therefore, you're going to have a difference in your operating system. Now, you're going to talk about your difference in opinion.
Sophie,
I think the difference between Jordan and me is that we look at evidence and we lean towards different theories. So Jordan's theory is very much evolutionary, you know, that there are inherent differences in men and women. Mine is very much more social role theory, if you like, and that men and women are taking on different roles due to the expectations that society puts on them. And it's...
Bro, ain't nobody got no expectations for fucking nobody, bro. Just do your own shit. Just don't bother me. I don't have If you want to work a job, bitch, and you want to work at the coal mines, go work at the fucking coal mines. If you want to be a news anchor, be a news anchor. Do whatever the fuck you want. Just don't bother me. Just don't bother me. Every motherfucker that's out there, blue collar, shout out to all my blue fucking collar workers. They don't give a fuck about this shit, bro. They're out here gunslinging, hanging out, protecting, taking care of their families. But I will tell you one thing, bro, and this is a fact. When a man starts making money and a man becomes independent, he thinks about a few things. How to provide for their family, how to take care of their parents, how to build generational wealth. And women, they think about, how do I become an independent woman? Prove me wrong.
It's interesting that Jordan frequently cites Scandinavian countries where they've made more, like, there's nowhere in the world that women are equal.
Obvious.
But Scandinavia has made the most progress towards shared
socialism,
shared parenting, etc.
Yep.
That said, it's not done yet. There's nowhere in the world where this is done yet.
But it's having the opposite effect that the gender equality types predicted. Opposite, not the same.
No,
and it isn't a theory, it's actually data driven by tens of thousands of surveys and the best scientific literature on the topic. It's not a theory, and I didn't come about it because of my political perspective. I looked at the data,
Exactly, because it's not what you feel. Facts don't care about your feelings, bitch.
Showed was that as countries become more egalitarian, the differences between men and women grow. They don't shrink.
So what I'm interested in is data and analysis as well, and I'm particularly interested in the ones presented, such as the ones by the University of...
The biased ones.
Southern California.
No shit, Southern California. No shit, Southern California. Have you been to California recently? This is so obvious, bro. How is it so obvious that she was going to pick a biased university that was left-leaning, that was most likely going to attack a state that attacks all sort of conservative values and morality is completely out the window? Bro, we're going to have so much fucking fun doing this thing, bro. I'm telling you. I'm already predicting this shit. This shit's about to be hella fun, bro.
Which discovered that change towards gender equality is actually being slowed by beliefs that are legitimizing social inequalities on the basis of sex. And I'm also interested, I mean, like Jordan, I look at the data and I look at the studies, and I'm really also very much interested in studies like the analysis that was done by the American Psychological Society, which looked at 45 analysis of whether there's sex difference over 20 years. And its conclusion was that men and women are basically alike in terms of personality.
Everybody knows this isn't the case. They're not the same. Have you seen how a woman reacts to a bad situation? How a man reacts to a bad situation? Have you seen how a woman reacts to stress? How a man reacts to stress? If I gave 100 dudes a piece of paper and told me, your girl, when a situation goes down like south, right? What I went in the comments, all right? A situation is full of pressure, okay? I want everybody to chat. What is your reaction? Like, what is the average female reaction? Tell me. I'll tell you mine. My girl starts crying, right? Or that's my girl's reaction. Or she becomes highly emotional. Now I'll tell you my reaction. Since we're not the same, I try to solve the problem. Is this just me, or am I completely living in a bubble, bro? Am I living in a bubble here or not? Shout out to everybody in California that's awake, by the way. Fuck with you guys. Just get out of there. If you're paying 50% tax, come on, bruh. Come on. Like, am I right about this shit? Am I completely delusional, guys? Please validate my claims or tell me I'm wrong. Either way. So they're clearly not the same. This is obvious.
That men and women are basically alike in terms of personality, in terms of cognitive ability.
Look at this man's face. He's about to grill her ass, bro. Watch this shit, bro.
In terms of leadership. But what it did find...
Pinch said, but that's not how I feel, and you're misogynist.
Was that
Facts.
media depictions of men and women as fundamentally different perpetuate misconceptions, as does workplace bias.
Oh, God, so it's my...
She just read that shit from her paper, bro. She doesn't even believe it. Look at it. Look at this.
Fundamentally.
Look at that. This is how highly convicted she is about her claims. She has to read her fucking facts.
Different perpetuate misconceptions, as does workplace bias.
Oh, God, so it's my fault.
So, no, well, you know, you're leaving soon. It's
Men and women actually are more the same than they are different. But the issue is that small differences at the population level can turn into very large differences at the extreme. So, for example,
there you go.
Men and women are broadly similar with regards to aggression, although men tilt a little bit more towards aggression. So that if you picked a random person out of the population, male and female, and you guessed that the male was more aggressive, you'd be right 60% of the time. But if you take the 1 in 100 most aggressive people, they're all male. And that's why the overwhelming proportion of people who are in prisons are male. Now, do you want to equalize that, just out of curiosity? What about bricklaying?
You got to look at it at a multi-billion person perspective, and then you'll understand why these stereotypes exist.
They're 99% male. And we've got about 3/4 of the population now in universities in the humanities and social sciences are female.
Yeah.
Are we going to equalize that? And men work longer hours. They work more dangerous jobs. They're more likely to move. They're more likely to work outside. They're more likely to participate in jobs in the STEM fields that are scalable. They make more money for those reasons. And that's all hidden under the idea that the reason that men and women make different amounts of money is because of their gender. It's a very simplistic analysis, and trying to address...
I was just going to say, Sophie, can you come back on that?
What I'm trying to equalise is opportunity and choice.
Fine, let's equalise choice.
You agree on that.
But we won't get equal outcome that way.
Yeah, bro, everybody, dude, work whatever fucking job you want to work, go do it. But if a dude does it better, don't complain that it's because you're a woman. It's because the dude just does it better. And you can't expect the same outcome of a male performance as you would from a female performance. And that doesn't mean that every task or every job that a dude does is better than a woman. We obviously know that. 75% of the people that I hire inside my organization are women. Why? Because for the jobs that I need in my organizations, women do a better job.
And I think that what happens then, nobody knows, because we've never done it yet.
We do know. We know what's happened in Scandinavia, but it's not...
Plainhawk says, I'm a woman and men handle stuff a lot better than us, but they also get more upset than physical. So it's emotional. Good observation. Good observation.
Fully got there yet.
No, but it's going in the opposite direction that everyone predicted, and strongly.
You know, I think one of the things I loved about Jordan's book, which I speed read last night, so...
One thing I like about his book that I didn't actually read, I only speed read his book, and now I'm going to make assumptions about his book, but I didn't really read it because I don't actually give a fuck about his opinion. I speed read his book. That basically means I skimmed over it, I pulled points so that I could understand what shit I was going to debate on, but I didn't truly study his points of view because I don't give a fuck.
Forgive me, Jordan, I've not read every line. But one of my favourite rules in Jordan's book is Rule 9, which says, assume the person you are listening to might know something you don't. And I think that in a country where men outnumber women by 2 to 1 in Parliament, in local government, where women's voices are not equally represented in media, where our education systems still are teaching boys and girls ideas of pink and blue.
Pink and blue or rainbows? I don't know which school you're teaching, but the schools I'm looking at ain't teaching pink and blue, bro. In fact, have you seen the new video Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is getting canceled right now for this shit. Mr. Beast is getting canceled because he made a video about boys and girls. 100 boys, 100 girls. He's getting canceled. So this idea that even a dude who's the top creator, zero controversy on the internet, okay, is getting backlash. Is getting massive backlash for this shit. Watch this shit, bro. This dude's getting
massive circles and put 100 boys in one.
Massive backlash
Girls in the other.
because there wasn't a gender neutral circle. Man's getting crazy backlash. Go read some of these comments. You're gonna be perplexed. He's getting backlash. The most neutral person on the internet didn't take into account a substrata of people in society, and those people jump and get fucking crazy and go at this man's throat when this dude has done more good than you will ever do in your entire fucking life, you worthless parasite. And this person is getting canceled because he didn't take into account the fact that most of humanity consider themselves males and females. So he says boys and girls. And this dude who's giving people tens of millions of dollars for free is getting canceled. They're talking shit about him.
Education systems.
It's the education system. They're still teaching blue, pink. Spam W in the chat if you guys are enjoying this shit. I need you guys to invite somebody. We got a nice little stream going on tonight. We're almost 1 hour in, ladies and gentlemen. We have not even scratched the surface of the crazy ass shit I have for you tonight, baby. If you guys are working, I tune this in on the background. Have a good time. Spark a J, spark a cigar, baby. We're gonna have a good time. I mean, am I delusional here, guys? Am I delusional here? Am I delusional here, or do I have a point of some sort? Are you guys with me? Because, or am I crazy? If I'm crazy, tell me, bro. Like, I will reevaluate my worldviews if I'm completely crazy. But I don't think I am.
Still are teaching boys and girls ideas of pink and blue. Yep. What I'm trying to do is work with thousands of optimistic, hopeful people for change.
Okay.
What do you want to change, bitch? The colors? Colors are just a fucking identifier. What do you want to change it to? Fucking rainbows? How's that working out for us?
You kept very quiet through this, Michael. I'm going to make you put you under a bit of pressure. Do forgive me. I'm going to come to the calls in a moment. Your boss called the.
I don't know what to think. I don't know.
The gender pay gap a burning in.
Ah, shit. The pay gap is coming.
Injustice, is it?
Yes, it is, because there should be inequality of opportunity.
I knew it. I told you guys. Guys, can we make a fucking observation of this shit? Okay, watch this, guys. I'm back. Watch this shit. Are you ready?
The rules in Jordan's book is Rule 9.
Watch this.
Where men outnumber women, where women's voices are not equally represented in
Watch
media, where our education systems still are teaching boys and girls ideas of pink and blue.
Pink and blue. Okay? Mr. Beast is getting canceled for pink and blue. And watch this shit. What are these two fucking people wearing? What are these two people wearing? Tell me what clothes they're wearing. The bitch is wearing pink, and the dude with the fucking wig is wearing blue. Am I out of my mind? Or does this make no fucking sense whatsoever? Bro, can y'all help me with this shit, bro? This has to be a matrix, bro. We have to be living in a simulation. This cannot make sense. Somebody, no, it's not pink, it's the fucking color of the lights. Oh my goodness. We're in for a good stream, ladies and gentlemen. We are in for a good stream. The paradox, the double standard, the irony is just unbelievable. Shout out if you like to stream. Give this shit a like. We're breaking down the shit like nobody else in the game. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. Tell me something.
Opportunity. There needs to be the same rights. But you know something that surprised me? That neither of you, and the quality of outcome, sure, all of that. But the one thing both of you haven't mentioned is the biological difference, which unfortunately affects women's career prospects, whether we like it or not. Babies. And that does cause a problem. You know, if
not just babies, the fact that they are different, the fact that the hours that they work are different, the fact that stress tolerance is different, the fact that they have periods that affect their work, that affect their ability to operate, these are all things that must be taken into account.
If I were to take a sabbatical from a corporation for a while, it's going to set me back slightly. And it 100%. Is a problem that biologically it's women who have babies, not men.
It's not a problem. It's how things are. It's not a problem. What are you gonna do? Fucking put little fucking babies into these capsules to be born artificially? And then send the women to work? Is that the answer?
Sure, but that's why we are the Women's Equality Party is the only party in the UK that's got policies around shared parental leave. We're the only party that has got fully costed plans for universal free childcare.
I don't know if the guy with the wig is a W or an L. I'm gonna do some more research on him. If you guys can send me some more information regarding this man, it'd be
what we're saying is that
we're trying to
change the outcomes, and also men are joining our party. Men who are really tired. I'm sure I'm going to have a word with Michael because I am sure he'll want the application.
Okay, forgive me.
We take joint membership.
Forgive me, I want to take one call if you'll forgive me because time is really short, and I owe it to the viewers to hear their views on this.
We've got Salim calling from Manchester.
Salim, good morning.
What's Celine gonna say, guys?
Hi, Matthew. How you doing?
Celine's a guy.
I'm very well. I'm loving it. I'm picking heaven today. What do we think about equality? Will it ever happen, Salim?
I was going to say I thought it was going to happen, but after listening to Jordan, he's swayed my opinion.
After I listened to facts.
Why did you think it was going to happen?
Because I think we're going to become more cognitive creatures, and jobs are going to be more about mental skills.
Technology.
But then
100%. As the world becomes automated, we need to start using our brains.
I've been visited schools, and I work in STEM. I'm a software developer, and the number of women doing software development hasn't increased. I would have thought they would have increased more, but I went into secondary school to do GCSE IT stuff, and there's very, very few girls doing
I wonder why.
IT, and
it's probably because they teach them about pink and blues when they're kids.
Thinking IT is the future, and the schools are pushing for more girls to go into IT, but there's only I visited about 8 schools.
Can I just, sorry, Salim, can I just no, because I'm 30 seconds. Sophie's idea, actually, representations in the media could be affecting such choices. Geeks, we see geeks, bespectacled blokes with bad hair on computers. That's what tech means, isn't it?
Yeah, and you're absolutely right, because I think, actually, that one of the other things we want to do is to have a look at curriculums, to have more female...
To have curriculums that indoctrinate people to do something that they don't want to do.
Role models to, to encourage girls, because so long as we still see STEM as a boys' area that we're trying to get girls into, it's not going to work. We need to do the work we're doing on care.
Nobody sees it as a boy's job. It's just tendencies that guys want to do it more often than girls.
Get more boys thinking about, nursing.
Yeah.
Ain't no dude want to be thinking about no fucking nursing, bro. We out here want to be driving Lambos through fucking Monaco, slinging fucking guns. going out, having a good time, making millions of dollars, having a good time, traveling the world, bringing our girl, like that. Nursing. I'll nurse my own kids, bro. I don't need to nurse somebody else's kids. Fuck that shit.
Teaching more role models for boys in schools.
And
that's the way you break it all down.
And what are the teachers we get? This is the teacher we're getting, bro. This is the teachers we're getting, bro. Come on.
Programs like EastEnders, The Archer. Yeah.
Shout out, guys, to everybody that's in stream. Give a like. We've been only streaming for 4 days. We got 650 viewers. This shit's gonna go to like 10, 20 fucking thousand people if we don't get banned off of YouTube in the next coming months. So shout out. Welcome to the movement. Welcome to the revolution. Hope you guys are having a phenomenal time. W, if dudes want to learn how to fucking nurse. W, I don't want to learn how to nurse. If you want to learn how to nurse, by all means do that shit. But that's boring as fuck. For me. Do dudes want to be out here doing that shit? Not me, bro.
Yeah,
that's helped them.
Complete. Right. So, listen, I have to draw things to a conclusion. Can I just say how wonderful 3 people, diverse political views, diverse views on many other issues, that get along famously and have wonderful conversations. Thank you. That is exactly the ambition that I have for this.
I feel like we didn't even have a conversation. There was like zero conversation being held whatsoever in this entire stream. Zero. But anyways, guys, as you know, it's pretty obvious what's going on. I mean, we've been breaking it down. I've watched none of these videos ever. I'm new to this entire realm of craziness because I've been just so focused on either e-commerce or crypto, building in the NFT space, building Web3. But I've held these values, you know, and I thought it was rare, and I thought a lot more people were on board with this shit, bro. But like, damn. Now we got a second one. This was sent to me by my boy. So this lady called Kathy Newman. Apparently, this is an old interview that went viral, and I don't know a whole lot about this interview, but apparently this is a news anchor, and they have a debate, right? And they sent me the summary of the debate. The debate is like 30 or 40 minutes. I don't know if it's a debate or a conversation, but I just pulled the summary one because I don't want to watch the full 30 minutes. I'll watch the 30 minutes on my own. But yeah, let's kind of get started with this one. Shout out to everybody that's in stream. Hope you guys are doing well. Now, over the next coming months, I'm not going to only teach you guys how to fucking think, but as Capital Club opens back up, you know, it opened up 2 years ago. We have members in 70 countries around the world. Once it opens up again, we'll be covering topics like crypto, e-commerce, teaching people how to code, teaching people how to become self-dependent entrepreneurs at a global scale, and it's gonna be phenomenal. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the second video. Are you guys having fun? Are you guys having a good time? And anybody that finds this valuable, make sure you clip this, post it on the internet. I mean, it's pretty obvious the movement that's taken place. Shout out to Jordan Peterson. You're a G. I'll probably make my way into his DMs and see if we can get him on stream here in the next couple months. So let's go ahead and get started. As you guys can tell, organic everything, baby. I don't know if you can see that shit. Let's see. People asking me what we're drinking. This is like a Perrier. It's like some organic shit. Don't drink those Red Bulls full of sugar designed to like kill you with all this garbage. I have my boy Steve calling me. He doesn't know that I'm live. We're on stream, baby. Come on. All right, we got 662 viewers. We're gonna be at 1,000 probably by the end of this week. This movement's getting started. We've been live streaming on Instagram Live for 2 years. We had like 1,000. We peaked at like 1,500 people, and I kept it super low key. And the reason I kept it low key was because, you know, I didn't want to go through the trouble of dealing with all the nonsense and controversy. But we're at a place nowadays with the condition of the world where someone just gotta talk. And I understand a lot of you guys hold these views, but you can't express them, you know, because you have fear of your finances, or that you'll get canceled or fired from your job, or that you'll get bullied into submission. But I'm in a situation now where, you know, I'm financially independent. I don't really have to give a fuck about what anybody says. I don't care about what the banks say. I don't care about what the system tells me. I'm pretty much outside of it. So it gives me a lot of freedom to voice my opinions and kind of hold a different perspective to the average individual. So let's go ahead and get started here. If you guys have any questions in chat, make sure you drop them. I appreciate everybody in stream. It's been 1 hour since we've been live. I think Sneeko goes live in about an hour on the Aiden Ross E-Date. Make sure you guys, Anthony, be on the lookout for that shit on the Aiden Ross stream so that I can hop on there and we can react live to that entire thing. I think it's going to be really, really good. Guys, my purpose was to cover the Federal Reserve, fractional reserve banking, how money is printed. But I've been exposed to this entire new world, and I'm telling you, bro, this shit is comical. Comical. If you guys did not see my stream with Sneeko yesterday, you can actually go and watch it on his channel, Sneeko, but it's like Sneeko with an H. We were debating some people regarding different topics. You can go watch that, and we just absolutely whooped their ass in about 20 minutes with a couple facts and a little bit of brain power. So let's go ahead and get started, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you guys. Let's go.
On to another debate that's been very controversial for you. And this is, you got in trouble for refusing to call trans men and women by their preferred personal pronouns.
No, that's not actually.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what's about to happen with this shit. Okay? I'm about to tell you what's about to happen with this shit. This woman, Kathy, is that her name? Kathy is about to pin this man, Jordan, with a ton of bullshit assumptions as to what he said, and it's all gonna be false, right? So she's gonna paint the scenario, because this is what they do, right? They paint scenarios that aren't realistic, and they try to ask you questions and rephrase your worldview, when in reality, it's not how you were thinking, it's not how you were saying, and they try to play word games. This is what a lot of these news outlets, these bullshit ass brainwashing news outlets do. So let's see if this is an accurate assessment.
And this is, you got in trouble for refusing to call.
Got in trouble. Let's see.
Trans men and women by their preferred personal pronouns.
No, that's not actually true. I got in trouble because I said I would not follow the compelled speech dictates of the federal and provincial government. I actually never got in trouble for not calling anyone anything.
You see, automatically, they try to pin you for something that you're not. They try to tell you that what you're doing is this, even though it's not that. And they try to completely skew the narrative. So this dude, Jordan, basically says, you know what? I do not want to follow this stupid ass law where I'm supposed to call somebody for what they are, what they're not. I just want to use the normal ass pronouns that everybody uses, because I don't want to be out here doing this dumb ass shit, right? Where I need to be labeling people bug like this mother did for her kid. But this lady completely skews it.
That didn't happen.
You wouldn't follow the change of law which was designed.
No.
Of course not, bitch. Why would I follow the change of law? What is a change of law? Why would I follow this bullshit ass change of law when the law makes no fucking sense?
But once it was
Outlaw
law,
discrimination.
no.
Well,
that's what they said it was designed to do.
Okay, you cited freedom of speech in that. Why should your right to freedom of speech trump a trans person's right not to be offended?
Because it's not a freedom of speech that he's talking about. He just doesn't want to say some bullshit or be cornered by some bullshit that isn't realistic. That's what it is. It's not freedom of speech.
Your right to freedom of speech trump a trans person's right not to be offended?
Because in order to be able to think, you
have to be willing. If you want to think, right? If you want to have freedom of thought, you must be willing to say things that are going to make people unfucking comfortable. That's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. The reason you're in here is because I might say shit that might offend you, and that's okay. Okay?
Why should your right?
So why should your right to be offended, like to talk, trump the person's right to be offended?
Freedom of speech trump a trans person's right not to be offended?
Because in order to be able to think, you have to risk being offensive.
100%. Because your thoughts are different. This shit's so easy, bro.
I mean, look at the conversation we're having right now. You know, like you're certainly willing to risk offending me in the pursuit of truth. Why should you have the right to do that? It's been rather uncomfortable.
Well, I'm very glad I put you on the spot.
Well,
I'm glad I put you on the spot, but if you put a transvestite person on the spot, now you're a fucking bigot because you haven't created a safe space for this person in order to do something that most people are not comfortable with, like weird-ass pronoun shit.
I'm very glad that I have exercised my
double standards.
Point. You get my point. It's like you're doing what you should do, which is digging a bit to see what the hell's going on.
So
and that is what you should do. But you're exercising your freedom of speech to certainly risk offending me. And that's fine. I think more power to you as far as I'm concerned.
Because that
you haven't
symbols
sat
maturity.
there and I'm just trying.
I don't. Man, this guy's smart. This guy's smart. Let me try to comprehend what he's trying to say.
So you haven't sat there and I'm just.
Bro, I can't wait to have this shit in real life, bro. This shit's about to be funny, bro. I gotta be debating some of these people, bro. I need my Minecraft safe space, bro. Shout out to Philip. I need my Minecraft safe space. Can somebody build me a safe space server on Minecraft?
Try to work that out. I mean,
ha, gotcha.
Gotcha, bitch.
You have got me. You have got me. I'm trying to work that through in my head. Yeah.
I'm trying to work through my head what it means to have freedom of speech and think independently and risk offending people who don't think like me. I'm trying to wrap my head against that crazy principle. Against my crazy principle. Ugh. Yo, y'all ready for this shit? W in the chat, bro. W in the chat if you're ready for this shit, bro. We're about to go to the fucking moon, baby. Oh man, I've never thought about that. I never thought about that principle of thinking for myself and offending people. Well, that makes sense. Now let me find something to be completely against that thought. Let me fabricate some bullshit. Ah, man. I'm having a good ass time, bro. I'm just glad I'm watching this on stream with you guys because we all think the same way. The best part is I don't have to fucking think of this by myself and look at this dumbass video and be like, damn, like, am I the only person thinking this way? I'm glad we're in this together, boys.
Took a while.
It did, yeah.
Took a while. You have voluntarily come into the studio and agreed to be questioned.
Mm-hmm.
A trans person in your class has come to your class and said they want to be called
That's never happened.
You see, bro? They're making these stupid... I told you guys from the beginning of the video, they're going to make these stupid-ass accusations and scenarios that are not realistic. They're not realistic, and that's how they live. They make these dumbass scenarios. The same thing happens with abortion. They say, well, what about the 1% of the woman that was raped and all this bullshit? It doesn't disprove the fact that the point still stands, and they use these vague arguments that make no sense whatsoever to validate their points, and then they get absolutely schooled. I love this shit, bro.
And I would call them she.
So you would. So you've kind of changed your tune on that.
No.
Man said I would call them she. What a fucking
That's never happened. And I would call them she.
So you would. So you've kind of changed your tune on that.
No, I said that right from the beginning. What I said at the beginning was that I was not going to cede the linguistic territory to radical leftists, regardless of whether...
Boom.
or not it was put in law. That's what I said. And then the people who came after me said, oh, you must be transphobic and you mistreat a student in your class. It's like, I never mistreated a student in my class. I'm not transphobic, and that isn't what I said.
Well, except you've also called trans...
I want to talk about this phobia thing. Like, I want to talk about this phobia thing because I think definitions are extremely important. Let me pull up the dictionary, bro. I want to make sure that we're all on the same page. I want to make sure that we're all on the same page here. So we got Britannica, the dictionary, whatever. We're all on the same page, okay? And phobia. So we talk about transphobia, blah 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 blah, all this phobia stuff. Extreme, strong dislike or fear of someone or something. So I want to make a point here. I like everybody. I don't strongly dislike anybody unless like you're a rapist or some like child predator or child molester. And I don't fear any of these people, right? So let's just get that straight. Like, let's just get that out of the way here, because they use these terms. They use these terms so loosely, and they're so insulting with these terms. They're so insulting with these terms that they pin these comments like racist and bigot and misogynist and transphobic and all the phobias, arachnophobic and whatever it is. I don't know, bro.
Campaign as authoritarian, haven't you? I mean, isn't that grossly
well, only in the broader context of my claims that radical leftist ideologues are authoritarian,
yes,
which they are.
You're saying someone who's trying to work out their gender identity, who may well have struggled with that, had quite a tough time over the years.
With it, yeah.
You're comparing them with, you know, Chairman Mao, who saw the deaths of millions of people. Well, even if the activists, you know, they're trans people too. They have a right to say these things.
Yeah, but they don't have a right to speak for their whole community.
To compare them to Chairman Mao, or, you know, Pinochet, Augusto Pinochet. I mean, you know, this is grossly insensitive.
No, I didn't compare them to Pinochet.
Well,
I did compare them to
He
Mao.
was an authoritarian.
He's a right-winger, though. I was comparing them to the left-wing totalitarians.
Okay.
And I do believe they are left-wing totalitarians.
Under Mao, millions of people.
Mao, China, Pinochet, if I'm not mistaken, was Chile, dictator of Chile. Can somebody confirm that Pinochet was the dictator of Chile?
Died.
Right.
I mean, there's no comparison between Mao and a trans activist, is there?
Why not?
Because trans activists aren't killing millions of people?
The philosophy that's guiding their utterances is the same philosophy.
The consequences are...
The consequences. You can't see the consequences of behavior unless it's an extended period of time. The principle is forcing people to be and do something that they don't want to do.
Yet...
You're saying that trans activists could lead to the deaths of millions?
No, that's not what he's saying.
Millions of people.
No, I'm saying that the philosophy that drives their utterances is the same philosophy that already has driven us to the deaths of millions of people.
Okay, tell us how that philosophy is in any way comparable.
Sure, that's no problem.
I love this man, bro. This man came prepared. Give it to us, Jordan. Give it to us. Type J in the chat, baby. J in the chat for... Type JP. We gotta get JP on this bitch, baby. Was Pinochet, was he Chile, or is that Chile or something? I believe so. I believe he was I think he was the president of a Chile, or the dictator of Chile during the Falkland Wars with Argentina and the UK, if I'm not mistaken. Shout out to JP, brother. Come on.
The first thing is that the philosophy presumes that group identity is paramount. That's the fundamental philosophy that drove the Soviet Union and Maoist China. And it's the...
Grouping people all together like this. If you do not comply to this, you're fucked. Shout out to
fundamental philosophy of the left-wing activists. It's identity politics. It doesn't matter who you are as an individual. It matters who you are in terms of your...
And the conglomerate. What you mean, what you are in the machine, how you comply in the machine.
Group identity.
You're just saying these things, though, to provoke, aren't you? I mean, you are a provocateur.
I never said
You're like
anything.
the alt-right that you hate to be compared to.
You're like the alt-right, whatever that means, is AKA you like to provoke people. That's what it is. You like to provoke people. You like to have an argument, and you like to make a comparison that's going to provoke other people.
You want to stir things up.
I'm only a provocateur insofar as when I say what I believe to be true, it's provocative. I don't provoke. Maybe
my mindset, my point of view is that provokes individuals, but that doesn't mean I'm a provocateur.
Be for humor.
Don't set out to
now
provoke.
and then. I'm not interested in provoking.
But what about the thing about, you know, fighting and the lobster? Tell us about the lobster.
Well, that's quite a segue. Well, the first chapter I have in my book is called Stand Up Straight with Your Shoulders Back. And it's an injunction to be combative, not least to further your...
Do you guys realize that anytime you try to be combative, anytime you try to, that you talk about, you know, the world being like warfare, that the business space being like a battlefield, they completely disregard it as some sort of bullshit?
Career, let's say, but also to adopt a stance of ready engagement with the world and to reflect that in your posture. And the reason that I write about lobsters is because there's this idea that hierarchical structures are a sociological construct of the Western patriarchy. And that is so
it's so untrue. This shit's been around since the beginning of time.
Untrue that it's almost unbelievable. And I use the lobster as an example because the lobster, we divulged from lobsters in evolutionary history about 350 million years ago. Common
This
ancestor.
bitch totally
And lobsters exist in hierarchies, and they have a nervous system attuned to the hierarchy. And that nervous system runs on serotonin, just like our nervous systems do.
Ooh, wait till we cover serotonin, baby.
And the nervous system of the lobster and of the human being is so similar that antidepressants work on lobsters. And it's part of my attempt to demonstrate that the idea of hierarchy has absolutely nothing to do with sociocultural construction, which it doesn't.
Subscribe, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, subscribe. Invite 1 or 2 motherfuckers to the stream. I don't like this terrible ass number. The 666 shit kind of bothers me. Invite some motherfuckers. Like if you haven't already. And
just get this straight. You're saying that we should.
Okay, so this is what she does, right? She does this over and over and over again. The guy makes a point, and then what she does is like, instead of being like, okay, I understand this point, she's gonna be like, so what you're saying, and now she's about to say something that is completely different to what he just said. Watch.
Organize our societies along the lines of the lobsters.
I'm saying that it's inevitable that there will be continuity in the way that animals and human beings organize their structures. It's absolutely inevitable. And there is 1/3 of a billion years of evolutionary history behind that. Right? That's so long that 1/3 of a billion years ago, there weren't even trees. It's a long time. You have a mechanism in your brain that runs on serotonin that's similar to
not only your brain, but also in your gut.
To the lobster mechanism that tracks your status. And the higher your status, the better your emotions are regulated. So as you...
Why do you think they want to fuck up your food, ladies and gentlemen? Look at a lot of these people that have these worldviews. A lot of these guys that have these worldviews, their estrogen level is so fucking through the roof. Their diet is so terrible. They're soy boys, literally by definition, right? By definition, they are soy boys. They are chemically imbalanced.
Your serotonin levels increase, you feel more positive emotions.
Positive emotion. Serotonin is known as the happy... Bro, Jordan, you're a fucking G, bro. I fucking love this shit, bro. I read your book once and that's all. And somebody sent me this stuff today to check out your stuff. I love this. Serotonin is known as the happy chemical. It's formed, 90% of the serotonin is formed in your gut. A lot of people have terrible, shitty diets. And now we're seeing a massive decline in society, possibly because of the irregulation and imbalance, partially, of your neurochemistry. So, yeah, great points here, brother.
Emotion and less negative emotion.
So you're saying, like the lobsters, we're hardwired as men and women to do certain things, to sort of run along tram lines, and there's nothing we can do about it?
No, I'm not saying there's nothing we can do about it, because it's like in a chess game, right? There's lots of things that you can do, although you can't break the rules of...
You can't break the rules of the game, but you have tendencies that you're going to hinge towards based off of your perspective. Let's see.
The chess game and continue to play chess. And your biological nature is somewhat like that, is it sets the rules of the game, but within those rules you have a lot of leeway. But the idea that, but one thing we can't do is say that hierarchical organization is a consequence of the capitalist patriarchy. It's like, that's patently absurd. It's wrong. It's not a matter of opinion. It's seriously wrong.
Aren't you just whipping people up into a state of anger? And
not at all.
Your divisions between men and women, you're stirring people up. You know, you have any critics of you online get absolutely lambasted by your followers.
Hey, lambast motherfuckers if they talk shit about me, right? I don't care. Oh, but look, he's instigating his followers to hate. Nah, bro, send him a comment, be like, Jesus loves you. That's what you guys got to comment. If I ever get hated on, just go into their comment section and say Jesus loves you, and they'll go crazy, bro. They'll go crazy. That's what we got. That's how we got to talk. You feel me? That'll be our hate language. We'll just say Jesus loves you.
And by me, generally.
Sorry, your critics get followers.
And by me, generally.
Sorry, your critics get lambasted by you. I mean,
if
isn't
they're
that
academics,
irresponsible?
Not at all. If an academic is going to come after me and tell me that I'm not qualified and that I don't know what I'm talking about.
So you're not going to say to your followers now, quit the abuse, quit the anger.
Well, we'd need some substantial examples of the abuse and the anger before I could detail that question.
There's a lot of it out there.
Well, let's take a more general perspective on that. So I've had 25,000 letters since June, something like that, from people who told me that I've brought them back from the brink of destruction. And so I'm perfectly willing to put that up against the rather vague accusations that my followers are making the lives of people that I've targeted miserable.
What's in it for the women, though?
Well, what sort of partner do you want? Do you want an overgrown child? Or do you want someone to contend with that's going to help you and that
So
you
you're
can
saying
rely on?
women have some sort of duty to sort of help fix the crisis of masculinity?
It depends on what they want. No, I mean,
I don't know what they want, bro.
It's exactly how I laid it out. Like, women deeply want men who are competent and powerful. And I don't mean power in
a masculine, toxic masculine type of power, as in your ability to have self-control, your ability to care for your house, your ability to be a man, your ability to stand for what is right, your ability to have conviction, your ability to work hard, your ability to overcome challenges, not be a pussy and a coward when life throws bullshit at you. That is what it means to be a man.
Are competent and powerful. And I don't mean power in that they can exert tyrannical control over others. That's not power. That's just corruption. Power is competence. And why in the world would you not want a competent partner? Well, I know why, actually. You can't dominate a competent partner.
Uh-oh. We're going into domination mode. We're going into domination mode here. Hey, Anthony, sorry about these edits, bro. You're gonna have to go back and forth with the shit. You can just on Premiere Pro just pin my face and it'll kind of move the camera with my face.
Control over others. That's not power. That's just corruption. Power is competence over others in that they can exert tyrannical control over others. That's not power. That's just corruption. Power is competence. And why in the world would you not want a competent partner? Well, I know why, actually. You can't dominate a competent partner.
So
if you want domination...
want to dominate, is that what you're saying?
No, I'd say women who have had their relationships impaired.
Past trauma is going to make women want to be bitchy. Watch this, man. Say this in a very nice way.
Domination.
Want to dominate, is that what you're saying?
No, I'd say women who have had their relationships impaired, their relationships with men impaired.
Fucking say it, Jordan. Say that these women are bitchy as fuck because they've dated low-level individuals or they've been in low-level situations, whether it's from a parental structure or relational structure, where they want things done in their way, and it doesn't fucking work that way, bro.
Who are afraid of such relationships will settle for a weak partner because they can dominate them. But it's a suboptimal solution.
Do you think that's what a lot of women are doing?
I think there's a substantial minority of women who do that. And
I love this man, bro.
I think it's very bad for them. They're very unhappy. It's very bad for their partners, although their partners get the advantage of not having to take any responsibility.
But what gives you the right to say that? I mean, maybe that's how women want their relationships, those women. I mean, you're making these vast generalizations.
I'm a clinical psychologist.
Right, so you're saying you've done your research and women are unhappy dominating men.
I didn't say they were unhappy.
Bro, do you see this bitch? She's making statements. The guy didn't even say that stuff, bro. He didn't even say any of that stuff.
Dominating men. I said it was a bad long-term solution.
Okay, you said it was making them miserable.
Thing. Yes, it is. And it depends on the time frame. I mean, there's intense pleasure in momentary domination. That's why people do it all the time. But it's no formula for a successful long-term relationship. That's reciprocal, right? Any long-term relationship is reciprocal.
All right, perfect. Liberty Hound. Shout out for that video. What do you guys... Ooh, I don't know what we're watching here. This is Jordan debating two feminists. I want a W in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. We've been going for an hour and a half. I hope you guys are having fun. I'm having a ton of fun. This is a great stream so far. I'm enjoying myself. Let me know if you guys are enjoying yourself. Let me just up the light right here real quick. How do I up this shit, bro? Might have to turn it towards me. Might have to turn it towards me. Drop it down a little bit. Let me see how this looks. Does this look better? There we go. All right. Hey, if you guys are having fun, hit me with that W. We got 627 motherfuckers in here. Hope you guys are doing well. We've been going at this for about an hour and a half. I got a couple more things I want to show you guys before we square off to this E date on the Aiden Ross channel. But I just wanna give you guys a little surprise real quick. Do you guys remember this shit? Do you guys remember this shit from back in the day? You remember this from 2015? Let me know if you remember this from 2015, bro. I gotta watch this shit again, bro. This shit's funny, bro. I gotta watch this. You guys ready? 1, 2, 3.
Donald J. Trump is now president of the United States. President Obama is the ex-president. And Mr. Trump, for the moment, steps to listen for the inaugural address.
What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere the...
Imagine being so indoctrinated to believe that a dude in office is going to completely destroy your life to this point. Bro, let's watch this shit again, bro. I love this shit. I need a remix. Anthony, get me a music remix of this shit, bro.
Trump is now president of the United States. President Obama steps to listen for the inaugural address. What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever.
Bro, nobody's listening to you, bitch. You live in your own world. Nobody's listening to your shit, bitch. Look at her, bro. I'm gonna move. I'm creeped out next year, bro. I'm gonna move myself over here. I'm even scared on stream, bro. That's what happens when you tell them shit that they don't want to hear. This is how the brains react, bro. This is how the brains react. Can somebody send me the remix of this shit? I need a music remix of this shit, bro.
Anywhere the 45th Donald.
Adjust the microphone as you told, man. For their gracious aid.
I am so sorry!
Don't be sorry, bitch. Don't be sorry. Just do you, girl. Female empowerment, baby.
To my world, I am so...
Oh, you're sorry to your world, to every country that you haven't been to. You're sorry to your people. You're probably sorry to the women.
So sorry to my world. This is not what we want.
We will face challenges.
There's so much potential.
But we will get the job done.
For beauty and for devastation. In this one moment, it's just almost incomprehensible that they can exist right now. So.
And we are grateful
so
to
close.
President Obama.
Oh my. Oh my. Give me a W for that lady. Give me a W for that lady, bro. I need like my little sound panel. Anytime I don't like something, I'm in a sound panel that should be like, no, no. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep this running. I'm having fun. Hope you guys are having fun. Let me text Nico, see when this guy's man's going on stream. If I don't want to be out here yelling and being like, no. Oh man. Let me see where he's at. When are you going live, brother? Let me text this man. There we go. Oh, did I use the R word? My editor told me not to use the R word. I apologize, guys. That wasn't intentional. That wasn't intentional. I promise. And it's come on, bro. We all know what's up. Yo, this is off topic as fuck. Where can we get that hat? Guys, by the way, Capital Club is releasing their own hat. This is like the best fucking hat in the world. Everybody watches me wear the exact same hat. I have about 8 or 10 different units of this exact same hat because it's the best fucking hat in the world. You know when you have a small head, this just works really, really well. This is my hat, bro. We got 610 viewers. If you guys have not hit the like button before, make sure you hit that shit. We're gonna react to another Jordan Peterson video. I love Jordan Peterson. I was not super familiar with his content, but this guy's going to town, bro. I love how he gets prepared, he gets educated, and yeah, this man's on top of it. All right, let's run this shit, baby. I'm gonna push this on this side. Put that on here.
Of the day. The other one today is a man.
Somebody said, "What's under the hat?" I'll wear no hat tomorrow.
And you may recognise, or maybe you don't, Jordan Peterson has achieved that rare feat, becoming a global superstar academic. So how did he become so well known? He first came to national prominence in...
Bro, I need that lady's jawline, bro. What the fuck? I need that jawline, bro. Damn. I got my little jaw exerciser right here. My little jaw. Bro, I need that jawline. Damn, bro.
Canada in 2016 in a debate about new laws on gender identity. Bill C-16 made it an offence to refuse to call someone by their chosen gender.
Bill C-16 made it illegal for you to talk to somebody. It made it illegal for you to talk to somebody using the pronouns, using words and sounds that they don't approve of. That's how much control the government wants to have on your life, that you cannot utter the sounds that they want you to utter.
Gender pronoun. Jordan Peterson argued that this would infringe free speech.
Just 1 second again.
I'm
just impressed by this jawline, bro. Just give me 1 second. I'm like utterly impressed. I gotta get some jaw game running on this shit, bro. I'm sorry. I need some
prejudice. From there, his YouTube star took off, and he has now over 1 million subscribers. And his videos, where he talks everything from identity politics, which we've touched on, to the Bible, to Disney movies, have been viewed over 150 million times. Gosh, that's about the same number of viewers we have on this programme. Last year, he supported ex-Google employee James Damore, who had been fired for suggesting men and women have different interests due to biological differences. And his latest book, 12 Rules for Life, has taken him on a...
Pick this book up, by the way, guys. Pick this book up. This might be actually fire. Anthony, send me messages on Discord, bro. I can't text.
A global tour promoting his ideas. And just this week, he sold out the 1,000-seater Emmanuel Centre around the corner here in Westminster. So, Jordan, you've done endless interviews. You've been publicising your book, and they've generated plenty of heated debate.
And I actually sold out the Apollo. It had 5,000 seats.
All right, stop both.
Damn, bro. Oh, this bitch said you sold a 1,000-seater. Bitch, I sold the 5,000-seater.
Boasting.
But it's boasting. It ain't boasting.
And I actually sold out the Apollo. It had 5,000 seats.
All right, stop boasting. Do you think, though, because of the heat that has been generated, that your views have been misrepresented at times?
Oh, definitely. But that's, that's part and parcel of the process. I did take a very forceful stance, let's say, against some of the excesses of the radical left-wingers, and it's in their best interest to paint me as somehow a figure of the extreme right, because then I don't have to be contended with. But, I mean, it's easy for people's views to be oversimplified in a very large public debate.
I mean, in terms of some of the issues, I mean, you say you've been painted as an extreme right-winger.
No, some people have tried that. Not very successfully, but they've tried it.
And you came to prominence in part over your opposition to this law that we just talked about in Canada, proposing the use of preferred...
Canada is so fucking annoying, bro. This Trudeau guy... By the way, can we do a little pause and talk about Canada? Can I talk about Canada? Because Canada sucks ass, bro. Even though it has the nicest mountains and rivers, Canada Prime Minister loves China. Let's talk about this. Am I gonna get banned about this? Am I gonna get banned for this? I don't know if I'm gonna get banned for this. It doesn't matter. Watch this shit, bro. Trudeau. This is the guy that's passing the law that you can't say anything that you want. This is the poster child for the World Economic Forum.
Trudeau's meeting last week with a group of Toronto women was an example. Even with Sun TV watching for any slip, he was asked which country he most admired and referred to China.
There's a level of admiration I actually have for...
Dude, who admires China?
To China.
There's a level of admiration I actually have for China. Because their basic dictatorship is allowing them to actually turn their economy around on a dime.
Their dictatorship lets them do whatever the fuck they want. I like that. I'm going to do that myself. So much so that I'm going to pass pronouns that you can or cannot use. I'll dictate when I freeze your bank accounts, when I unfreeze your bank accounts. If you block the roads, I'm going to absolutely fuck you, and you can do nothing about it. I love China. That's what this man's saying. I love China. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think we're good.
To actually turn their economy around on a dime and say we need to go green as fastest. We need to start, investing in solar.
Okay, so the moment you hear all these things, and I'm not going to get into these topics, but do you hear the correlation between climate change and China and communism? Just be very fucking careful, bro.
There's a flexibility.
And I have no opinion about any of these topics. I just know the topics that these people cover, and anything these people say, I go the complete opposite direction, and guess what? It's helped me a lot in life.
That I know Stephen Harper must dream about, of having a dictatorship that he could do everything he wanted.
That I find quite interesting. AKA, I wish I could implement this, and fuck all of you guys. Like passing this bullshit ass law that we're going to be covering right now in the Jordan Peterson episode.
I found it a bit silly for Justin Trudeau to say that what he admired the most was a dictatorship, frankly. I've always been rather fond of democracies.
A Canadian politician said, I look for China. I'm admire of the basic dictatorship in China. That is not only shocking, that is a shame.
The point I made was that...
Look at this guy, bro. Groomed. Groomed to be a communist.
Able was that...
Just L in the chat for Trudeau, fucking pussy bitch.
The level of admiration I actually have for China. Their admiration I actually have
fuck Trudeau.
Basic dictatorship.
W in the chat for Trudeau.
Basic dictatorship. Their admiration.
I love that edit. Anyway, so now that we know the context of the person that's in China, China, running this bitch, let's go back to Jordan Peterson. We got 600 people in chat. Shout out, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys are doing well. If you guys have not hit that like button yet, make sure you hit that like button. Once we get done the stream, right, in 30 minutes, Sneako's going live on his E-Day. I'm going to be reacting to that shit. I want to see what this kid's going to say. This kid cracks me up. All right, let's get back to it. If you guys are having a good time in stream, let me know. Make sure you shout me out on your Instagram stories. We grow as a community. We grow together. And we do whatever the fuck we want. So fuck China, fuck Trudeau, fuck using the pronouns that other people will tell you that you want to use, and do whatever the fuck you want, bro. Like, seriously.
Pronouns for transgender people. Just for clarity.
Mandating them.
Yeah.
Right.
Saying that you should do it.
No, that you had to do it.
Right, you had to do it by law. But just for clarity, do you think a trans woman is a real woman?
No.
I don't really like the way those questions are formulated. I don't know what that means. But
what is a woman? That's what he's going to ask.
What do you mean a real woman?
Now I want to hear this bitch define that, bro.
Well, I'm asking you, in your mind,
In your mind, right? In your opinion, what do you... Because there is no standards, right? There is no such thing as absolute truth. There is no such thing as a basis where we can all agree on. Everything's relative. Everything is binary. There's no such thing as... Everything is non-binary, excuse me. You can do whatever the fuck you want. But then you have to conform to their opinions, right? Everything is non-binary, except your opinions have to conform to that of their opinions. It makes no sense. The double standards are ridiculous. And it's quite annoying.
It depends what you think a real woman is. But do you think a trans woman is a woman?
No.
No. No.
Let's go.
Why not a trans woman?
It's a revolutionary thought, right? Like, do you think a dude that was born a dude? Am I gonna get banned for this shit, bro? Am I gonna get banned for this shit? It doesn't fucking matter. I don't care, bro.
Woman is a woman.
No.
Why not?
Cause she got a dick.
Because I think that women are capable, generally speaking, of having babies, and
he's just saying it a nicer way than I am.
they have female genitalia, and they have.
You see, the man's got a dick. He's not got a dick. It's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. Can we start there?
An XX chromosome.
Now, if you want to identify that, that's completely fine. Like, nobody said you can't identify as whatever you want. But for me to imaginarily change my worldview fundamentally because that's what you think that I should think, right, is ridiculous. If YouTube bans me, it doesn't fucking matter, bro. We'll go back to Instagram story lives. We'll run this bitch from the ground back up, baby.
Chromosome, and I think the biological markers are relevant. It doesn't necessarily mean that I don't think that people should be treated with respect and dignity if they happen not to fit easily into a gender category. That's a different issue.
Right.
But it's a matter of definition. And I actually think it's a foolish argument in some sense. Because what do you mean by real?
Well, I mean, you've just clarified that, though. You don't think that a trans woman is a woman. And do you think that that is what is behind or explains your opposition to this idea of a law mandating?
No. The problem is you're being forced to utilize words and ideologies that you do not agree with. So the state is dictating, fuck China, bro. Fuck China in the comments, but don't use the word fuck. Just put L China. Trudeau's such a bitch, bro. Anytime I look at him, I'm just like, it's ridiculous, bro. He's such a scammer. It's so obvious, bro. He's such a scam. Shout out to him, bro, for finessing everybody. Like, shout out to him. He's getting hella rich. He's out here sipping his whiskey, just finessing half of the Canadians that are too nice to say anything, right? And then the other Canadians that he's finessing are the ones that he's freezing bank accounts and calling emergency bullshit on them.
You to use a preferred pronoun is because you don't actually believe that that's the truth, that a trans woman is a woman, and therefore you can't use that pronoun.
No, that's not my argument at all.
Really?
Yeah, really. My argument is that the government shouldn't compel voluntary speech.
No, but I know.
The government wants to control. I've been telling you guys this. The government wants to control every part about you. They want to control what you say, when you say it, what you eat, what you don't eat, what you think, where you're born, what you get put inside your body, what you think, your thoughts, what you can say to other people, what you can keep for yourself, what you watch. Every single thing of your life they want to control. And now they're trying to control this man's verbiage. This is the name of the game. So when we talk about the Matrix, this is what we talk about.
No, that's not my argument at all.
Really?
Yeah, really. My argument is that the government shouldn't compel voluntary speech.
No, but I know what your argument is. And
no,
you've
but
made
that's
it very
really
clearly.
it. No, but that's exactly it. There's
but the
no
motivation behind.
There is no motivation because a guy actually shoots straight, right? Like, I understand if this woman thinks that we think like she does, that we don't land the fucking plane. But a man that stands by his truth will just tell you shit straightforward. Like, if you got a dick, you're a dude. That's the
argument
point.
Is, and you've made it very clearly.
But that's exactly it. There's
but the
motivation
behind it. But you don't believe
I wouldn't put
is a
everything
woman.
online in my life to take the stance I did unless I had thought that through very deeply. And I've thought it through very deeply. There aren't hidden motivations that have to do with some arbitrary prejudice against trans people.
Okay.
It's pure and simply this. There's never been a time in English common law history where the government compelled speech, and the Canadian government dared to do that. And that was unacceptable. And they masked it with this show of
they masked it up with equality and being kind and all this bullshit.
Passion for the open.
Bro, it's all predictable, bro. It's all predictable. They tell you to get jabbed, not for you. They tell you because you need to be compassionate about the older guy, right? You need to be compassionate about the person that is sick, the obese person that instead of focusing on their immune system and getting healthier, like Papa Gut, right? protect the people around you, compassion.
That was unacceptable. And they masked it with this show of compassion for the oppressed, and I don't buy it.
Right, but you would, as I think you said, at an individual level, if somebody asked you, if somebody asked you to use a particular pronoun, you would do so.
Well, I have.
You have?
Yes.
Right, fine.
Yes.
Let's talk.
Yeah, because it's not that fucking big of a deal. But to force somebody is the problem. And that is the issue that we have here, right? Like, all these platforms, they're forcing you to comply, and it's just not going to work, bro. People are getting sick and tired of this bullshit. They don't want to do what you tell them to do. We are free, autonomous individuals, and the moment we start appropriating that, and we truly become free outside of the system, outside of the matrix, specifically, right? Specifically, when you start making money, when you start networking with high level individuals, when you start leveling up your mindset, then you can have these arguments and these trains of thoughts because you don't have to be fucking worried. Shout out to
feminism. Are you a feminist?
No, not as it's currently defined, certainly not.
No, well, in any other definition?
Well, I think that anybody who doesn't think that the competitive landscape should be opened up for equality of opportunity is not thinking. And so everyone's interests are better served if people have as equal access to opportunity to display their talents and to manifest their talents in the world as possible. So in that sense, certainly. But feminism now, it's as far...
Feminism now is about hating men. Feminism now is about being completely disrespectful to men's nature. Feminism now is about a ton of women telling dudes what it means to be a man. Bitch, you've never been a man. How are you going to tell a dude, how is a bitch going to tell a man how to be a man? You've never been a man. So shut the fuck up. Let us do our own thing. Let us figure out how we want to be men. And then the dudes that have figured out something about becoming men or trying to elevate themselves, they get shunned. Oh, you're following this other person. Oh, there's nothing masculine about learning from other individuals.
And this is why it's so deeply unpopular. A very small minority of women in the UK identify as feminists. And the reason for that
it's because they hate everybody. That's why nobody identifies with this bullshit.
That is, it's primarily become an ideological weapon.
Jordan, JP, I fucking love you. Spam JP in the chat, bro. We got to get this man in the chat, bro.
And it's an ideology that I detest, actually. The ideology that it's associated with, collectivist ideology.
Right. I mean, okay, and that's your view about feminism. Aisha, are you a feminist?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a very proud feminist, and when I was...
I'm a very proud, insert the label, right? Because you cannot be autonomous. You cannot be autonomous. They like to insert these labels. I'm a proud Republican. I'm a proud Democrat. I'm a proud this. I'm a proud that. But you're not a proud human being. You aren't who you say that you are. You have no substance. I ripped this feminism bullshit away from you, and you're substanceless, right? You haven't even thought about life.
Was a special advisor in government. I worked on women and equality issues, and I was very proud, actually, of a piece of legislation I got on the statute book with my former boss, Harriet Harman, the Equality Act in 2010, which strengthened our anti-discrimination laws. And I fought very hard to get more women into public life, into the Labour Party. And I'm very, very proud of being a feminist, hence my pink dress.
Oh, well.
Can we go back on the bullshit about men and women and the pink dress shit? Look at this, bro. Can we make this up, bro?
Years, and its conclusion was that men and women are basically alike in terms of personality, perpetuate misconceptions, as does workplace. Leaving soon, it's all California.
It's the same shit.
Which it's not done yet. There's nowhere in the world where this is done yet.
But it's having the opposite, driven by tens of thousands of surveys.
Education systems still are teaching boys and girls ideas of pink and blue.
Yeah. Pink and blue, the ideas in pink and blue, look at this shit.
Parliament, in local government, where women's voices are not equally represented in media, where our education systems still are teaching boys and girls ideas of pink and blue.
Yeah. So they hate the idea of women teaching pink and blue, and this bitch, who's a liberal, not that bitch, this bitch, what does she say?
Was Harriet Harman, the Equality Act in 2010, which strengthened our anti-discrimination laws. And I fought very hard to get more women into public life, into the Labour Party. And I'm very, very proud of being a feminist, hence my pink dress.
Oh, well.
Do you see the double standard, bro? Do you see the double standard? Do you see the nonsense? Do you see the BS? Do you see the nonsense, right? The pink dress. But I thought it wasn't about the pink dress, bro. But pink dresses are for men.
All right. Obviously reverting to type then in the pink dress.
Absolutely, well.
You would like men to regain or reclaim their strength physically, mentally and morally. Is that broadly correct?
I would say morally, fundamentally, but I think the other things go along with that.
Right, and if that
but it isn't men precisely who I'm speaking to. It's people. I'm a clinical psychologist. I'm actually interested in individuals, and I'm interested in their fortification against tragedy. You know, every time I do an interview, the interview is always political. It's always political.
Well, the clue is in the title of this programme. We are the Daily Politics.
No, fair enough. No, look, fair enough. And I'm not casting aspersions at this programme, but the fundamental news that's important about what I'm doing isn't the political element. And the people who talk to me don't talk politically. They say they've watched my lectures.
But part of it is that I think for a lot of people the kind of personal does become the political.
Or the political becomes the personal.
Yeah, and I think in terms of in
this situation, a lot of people are wrong, because primarily what's happening is people are watching my lectures, and as a consequence, their lives are improving dramatically.
Oh, I'm sure they are. I'm sure people are have had a huge conversion after, and they're much happier once they've been.
It's not a conversion. It's a reaffirmation that they are not alone. That this bullshit is actually is ridiculous, and that a lot of people don't agree. So it's actually nice, just like you guys, to find other people that you agree with. That is the name of the game.
But what I would like to do is kind of almost, I think at the moment the discussion about feminism is very divisive, and sometimes it can sort of be like, okay, men have to lose and women have to gain. Actually, everybody has a lot to gain by greater equality. Now, whether you get the equality of outcome that you want, I think only time will tell. But certainly, equality of opportunity is very important. And actually,
we can agree on that.
And a lot of men would benefit from that. So I think a lot of men are having a lot of crises at the moment in terms of mental health, suicide issues, their own sense of identity, because I think some of the stereotypes put on.
Chat, can you tell me what your pronouns are? Can you tell me, you have two pronouns. They can be whatever you want, right? You can pick whatever pronouns you want. Can you let me know what pronouns you are so I can gender you properly in chat? Because there's technically like 7.5 billion pronouns in the world. Which pronouns do you have?
Men are quite limiting for them as well. I think they make men quite unhappy as well.
The devil's in the details with regards to equality, because I'm an advocate of equality of opportunity. But I think the idea outcomes.
You can't have equality of outcomes because every person is different. Every person is different.
An appalling doctrine.
Why?
My pronouns, top G. Those are my pronouns. Top G. Top G. Those are my pronouns. Top G.
All right. Well,
because you have to produce an unbelievably potent bureaucracy.
Somebody in chat said, my pronouns, black guy. These nuts. Charizard. Yo, y'all fucking cracked me up, bro. This shit's funny, bro.
To make the ever greater and ever finer distinctions that are necessary to enforce equality of outcome. How many group differences are you going to equalize across? Is it just gender and sex? How many genders?
No,
gender and ethnicity? How many genders? How many ethnicities? How many races?
We'll let Aisha answer.
I think what people are trying to do with this, and certainly as somebody who has sought to sort of do this myself, I think you set yourself ambitions for what you would like to see, and then you try and remove as many of the structural barriers and obstacles. So you try and create that fair crack of the whip and that equality of opportunity to see where you get to with the outcomes.
That's
now,
fine.
We are in very early stages. It's only 100 years since women got the vote in this country. We have had a long established patriarchal society and set up for a long time in the world in this country. So I think we have a long way to go to see where it plays out. There is no country in the world where we really do have gender equality properly yet in terms of real decision making and real
some of the
power.
Scandinavian countries maybe,
but they're still not quite there, and I think you've spoken a lot about this. There's still a way to go in Scandinavia. Things are not perfect in Scandinavia.
I haven't spoken about that specifically. I've spoken about
you spoke about the right stuff yesterday.
All right, I'm getting bored. I don't want to listen to this bitch anymore. Shout out to this girl, whoever she is. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna put some music on. Go get yourself a glass of water. We're gonna be reacting to Sneako's live stream. He's coming on to do some like e-stream or some shit. Can somebody let me know if that stream's on? I put pause on that. I got bored. Let me pull something else up. I want to show you guys something crazy that I've kind of been thinking. You can call me Big Boss. Those are my pronouns moving forward. That's the pronouns I want to use. And I think it's fair. And if you don't address me that way, then I don't think we can be friends, because I think that's fair. I need some fiery stuff, bro. I need some fiery stuff. I'm looking at some fiery ones, but I need something absolutely controversial, because it's okay to have controversy, right? It's okay for people to look at stuff and get upset and get angry. But let me show you guys this shit, bro. This shit's gonna make you guys quite funny, since we're talking about this pronoun shit. Look at this, bro. So this individual, right? Is it okay to say individual, or people can't be individuals anymore? Can people not be individuals? Look at this, bro. Look at to the extent where we're at. Watch this.
Yes, I would love to. Let me show y'all them and talk a little bit about them. And
so this individual has tattooed their pronouns on their hands, right? On their hands, so that they don't get misnamed or whatever you call it.
So these are my finger tattoos. I've got him on this side, which is my left hand. I got my he on this side, my right hand, and I got a little...
Bro, how does this make any sense, bro?
Little tooth also when I got my finger tattoos done. So I got them done in September of 2019, right after my top surgery, actually. But I had been planning on getting them for a while. And one of the big reasons I got my pronouns...
I probably got it because whatever I was doing, I wasn't being called by the thing I wanted to be called, because people were just going around their daily lives, and I didn't do what people wanted me to do.
On my hands was because I worked in food service and I would get misgendered a lot. And so when I worked at like the register, people would hand me their cards and hand me their money, and they would have to see my...
And they would probably say like, Miss, and excuse me, this individual, I apologize.
Fingers, and they were very obvious. So I thought it would help me not get misgendered as much.
Bro, these are some first world problems, bro. Is anybody living in a third world country where this shit's normal, bro? I don't know, bro.
I also love them. They make me feel very cool. But
Zach in the comments said, tattooed this shit in case you forgot. I mean,
yeah,
maybe.
that's the big reason I got them, was because I wanted them, instead of like pronoun pins, they were on me every day and people could always see them.
Even
and
myself.
It was a way of affirming my gender for me,
myself.
and also hopefully making it less likely of me being misgendered by other people, and people just know my pronoun.
Shout out to you, whatever you want to do. I'm just saying, this shit's kind of whack, bro. And don't get me started with this furry shit, bro. These people act like animals. I don't even want to cover that stuff, bro. But anyways, we're gonna be covering this account is just absolutely hilarious. This right here, guys. This right here. I'm gonna put this on. Crying, shitting, and throwing up because my students keep on misgendering me in an online class with my pronouns right there in my prefix. What the fuck? Oh my gosh. I can't handle it. This is people, bro. 24/7. It's absolutely ridiculous. You get suspended if you talk about this stuff. You get shunned if you talk about these things. But these things are ridiculous, bro. And it's okay. It's okay if you want to live the life that you want to live. That's not what anybody else here is discussing, right? You can live the life that you want to live. The problem is when you make other people try to accept the life that you have as an absolute truth, as the ultimate reality, when your reality is a fabricated construct that you can hold, and that's completely fine, but you can't just pin it on other individuals. You can't just pin it on other people and expect yourself to be like, to people, for the entire world to comply to what you want. That's not how this fucking world works, bro. People don't comply to your shit just because you get upset. That's not how reality works. If people don't like what you have to say, they're not gonna fucking listen. That is the name of the game. So from here on out, you can call me Big Boss. That's it, Big Boss. I'm Big Boss. Can I change that on my TikTok? Is that an option on my passport yet? Can I make that an option on Google when Google asks me about this shit or not yet? Can I tell you guys something? Where was it? I went to Pride Week. Not to Pride Week, but when I was up in New York City during an event, and I think it was Pride Weekend or something, and I saw like a 65-year-old dude, a 65-year-old man, big full-grown beard, wearing ponytails, wearing a children's dress. He was probably a 65, 70. Dude, that shit's not normal. You can do that shit, but don't expect me to invent some false reality that you're a kid. It doesn't add up. It makes zero sense. It makes zero sense. I'm gonna pull this up. Show it to you guys. Watch. Who's ready for this one, bro? Watch this. Have you guys seen the old dude that becomes a 6-year-old? Let's react to that. Let me see where this. There has to be a short version of it. Hang on. Trying to see if there's a short version. There's some reactions to it, but transgender to child. I want to pull this up to show it to you guys. Should have prepped it up, but as you guys know, I don't prep all this shit. We kind of just go on the whim, we just wing this stuff as we go. But these topics of conversation, guys, I just want to show you guys the condition of the world, because the title of this video is very straightforward. The male dilemma. And the male dilemma is very clear, right? And it's smacking us in front of our face. It's extremely important to stand up for what you think is right. Ooh, maybe we pull up a video on why I became transgender. Here's why I regret it. Should we pull that video up? I'm trying to find this other video of. Have you guys heard of trans disabled? Why can't I type? Watch this, bro. Watch this, bro.
Welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. No matter how long I've been in the news business, I'm still shocked by certain things that I find out, we research, and then we dig into. We're talking about a pretty disturbing body disorder tonight. It involves people cutting off their perfectly good limbs to become disabled.
This is a mental disorder.
Again, let's repeat that. People who cut off their...
Look at this man's watch, bro.
Perfectly...
This man's got the fucking Big Ben on his wrist, bro. This man's got a fucking 22-inch rim on his wrist, bro.
Good limbs to become disabled. Yes, you heard that right. Some people really do that on purpose. One doctor had to be ordered by his hospital not to remove any more limbs surgically for those who feel like as if they are called transableism.
Transableism. Do you understand the bullshit that we live in? We're getting to a point where people are disabling their bodies and saying that they're trans disabled. How does like do you offend people? Like, do you offend people if like you tell them that they're perfectly normal bodies shouldn't be? This makes no sense to me, bro. Watch this shit, bro.
However, Chloe is actually able to walk, get around, and she struggles with living in a world that isn't built for the disabled. However, Chloe is actually able to walk perfectly and chooses to live her life like a paraplegic due to a rare psychological disorder called BIID. Despite wishing she was paralysed, Chloe still takes part in extreme sports like skiing. BIID.
So what? Like, do you tell these people, like, what's the difference here? What's the difference between mutilating your penis and mutilating your legs? Like,
BIID has led Chloe, a Cambridge University educated research scientist, to harm herself in a bid to become paraplegic for real.
I have fantasies about having a car wreck and becoming paraplegic from a car wreck.
Perhaps most shockingly of all, London-born Chloe is on a quest to find a surgeon willing to operate in order to paralyse her legs forever.
I did find.
do you understand the life of
a
privilege
surgeon
and bullshit you need to be living in? Do you understand the bullshit you need to be living in?
in another country who would be prepared to do femoral and sciatic nerve transections to paralyze my legs. It would be at least $25,000.
Bitch, give me the 25 grand, bro. Give me the 25 grand. I'll take care of that shit for you, bro. Give me that 25 grand right now. I'll outsource it to some motherfucker. All we need is a pipe, a little bench, and we'll take those legs down, baby. I will cut down those costs. You do not need to pay 25 racks. I got you, girl. I got you, girl. I got you. You do not need to pay 25 G's. You do not need to pay 25 G's if you want to lose your legs. I got you, baby. Give me those 25 racks. I'm gonna drop ship that shit for you. I'm gonna drop ship that shit.
I don't have the money to do it. That's basically.
No wonder, bitch. No wonder you don't have the money, because the bullshit that you're focused on is keeping you broke as fuck.
The only reason that I've not yet had surgery.
For her whole life, Chloe has wished, more than anything, that she was disabled.
From about 10 years old, I somehow got the idea to bandage my legs when I was home alone so nobody would.
Bitch, just give me the 25K, bro. Give me the 25 racks. I got you, bro. You'll end up like fucking what's that Forrest Gump shit? Bro, give me the 25 G's. I'll put a down deposit on the Lambo. You put your legs on the curbside, and I got that shit. And I got that shit, bro. I'll put the down deposit. I'll put the deposit for the rolls. I'll put the deposit for the rolls. Just put the legs next to the curb, and I got your ass, bro. I got you. Can somebody send me the contact information to this lady, bro?
Know what I was doing. I sort of fabricated a leg brace.
Drop service this bitch, bro.
So that I couldn't bend my knee.
I need some L's in the chat, bro. This shit's crazy.
And walking.
I'm mentally disabled from this nonsense, bro. I think I'm leaving. I'm leaving better from this, bro, because I'm understanding the privilege. Can you imagine, bro? And how am I supposed to react, bro? How am I supposed to, like, what am I supposed to do? Oh, like, feel sorry? No, like, this is totally fine.
Like that, felt, oh, wow, this is how it's supposed to be.
Chloe struggled.
Easy 25 racks. Easy 25 racks.
To cope with her feelings.
For a long time.
In 2008.
When you have BID, the stress is really intense. The first few.
Oh my gosh. You guys want to watch another crazy one? This bitch.
I went blind on purpose, but I don't feel it was a choice.
Called body integrity lifelong dream. She suffers from a rare condition called body integrity identity disorder, which led her to deliberately take her own sight.
When there's nobody around you that feels the same way, you start to think that you're just very crazy. I don't think I'm crazy. I think I have a disorder.
Do you understand that when you tell yourself you have a disorder, you're literally telling, look at this, bro, she blinded herself. Can you imagine the amount of blind people that would just punch this bitch into absolute submission, that just wish they could see the beautiful world? Like, this is the shit we're dealing with, bro. This is
BIID means...
And this BIID means I have a mental disorder. I can't do anything about it. This is all conditioning of the mind, bro. Bitch, give me 5 racks. I got you with those eyes, bro.
9 years ago, Jewel took the drastic decision to blind herself, and she researched the method she would use.
I found that lye is very painful, although it does get the job done. I found that drain cleaner is
Bro, victim mentality here, bro.
little less painful, although it does a lot of damage to the eye. Because drain cleaner was easily available to me, I went with that.
She found a psychologist willing to help her.
She found a psychologist willing to help her. And look at the outcome. She's fat. She's blind. Like, are you kidding me, bro?
After 2 weeks of working together to make sure she was ready, they carried out Jewel's plan.
I laid down on the sofa and he sat next to me. 2 drops into each eye. My eyes were screaming. I had some drain cleaner going down my cheek, burning my skin. In the moment, all I could think of was, I'm going blind. It's gonna be okay.
After waiting,
This is the bullshit of the psychologist, bro. This is the bullshit of the psychologist. That's why you need to be your own psychologist. You need to understand your mind. You need to deal with your own problems in life. Depending on some random motherfucker who you've never heard of, whose intentions you don't know, who's dealing with thousands of patients, you're just a fucking number that can't even solve their own problems. This is the shit that we're dealing with, bro. This is the shit that we're dealing with. We need some solutions, bro. I need a W in the chat. Anyways, guys, that's the bullshit that we're dealing with nowadays. I know Sneako's live. Let's go to this man's chat, and we're gonna wrap it up here. We're gonna wrap it up here with some fiery stuff. If you guys got any suggestions of things that we should react to, put it in the chat, and then Anthony can find the link for me, and we're gonna be talking about that right now. If this video has been absolutely fire to you guys, make sure that you hit the like button, and we'll get running.
Are you on my dick? Yo, W's in the chat for Ratio and KSI. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? Bruh. But I haven't had these bomba cats.
Alright. We'll come back later to Sneako's shit. I want to react to some stuff that is a little bit more substantial. Do we want some more substantial stuff here, chat? Because if not, we're gonna call it a day. I don't want to be wasting people's time. Do you guys want to see something really crazy about how the Catholic Church is just an absolute scam? You guys want to see that? I'll show you guys how the Catholic Church is an absolute scam. Let me know if you guys want me to show you guys that. Let me know if you guys want me to react to why the Catholic Church is an absolute scam. So everybody talks about the Pope, right? And everybody looks at the Pope as some God figure, right? Everybody looks at the Pope as some God figure. But then you start realizing that all these man-made institutions, that a dude that controls 1 billion individuals, right? That controls 1 billion individuals. How's this man selected, right? Do you know the Pope, how he was selected? You have no fucking clue. Everybody's like, oh, but this guy's a man of God. Maybe, maybe not. Let's look at a quick 5-minute video on how the Pope is selected.
Say you want to become Pope, head of the Catholic Church, and shepherd to over 1 billion faithful. What requirements must you have for this lofty position? First, be a Catholic, and second,
be a man. Watch that shit. Watch that shit say be a man, bro. The requirements to be a Pope, be a man. Watch that shit.
Be a man.
Gender equality. Gender equality. But you're not gonna see that. But you're not gonna see that. The Pope ain't gonna tell you that shit. All the libs would be just absolutely crazy.
Which seems a little thin, and while it's technically possible for a regular Sunday Catholic to become Pope, the last time this happened was essentially never, because becoming Pope isn't like becoming president. You can't just run for office. Selecting the Pope is an inside job, and the men who do it are the cardinals, and while in theory they can select any Catholic man to become Pope, in practice they prefer to elevate one of their own. The last time a non-cardinal became pope was more than 600 years ago, so while it isn't an official requirement, it's an unofficial official requirement. Thus, in order to become pope, you'll first need to be a cardinal, and to do that, you need to start climbing the Catholic corporate ladder.
Catholic corporate ladder, ladies and gentlemen. You got to do a ton of shit to be at the top of the ladder. Doesn't matter if you want to be president. Doesn't matter if you want to be pope. Got to do a ton of bullshit in order to get to the top. Wait till we start talking about the criminal scandals of the Vatican, the money funneling, and all the bullshit that they go through.
Step 1. Become a priest. Unlike some churches where you can just fill out a form online and poof, ordained, the Catholic Church treats becoming a priest as a real, you need training profession, so you're going to require a lot of education, usually a college degree in Catholic philosophy and then a master's in divinity. In addition to your educational qualifications, you must also be a man, unmarried, and willing to remain celibate. If you meet these requirements and have been working with the church, then you can be officially ordained as a priest, which basically means you get to run a Catholic church or work with another priest who does. But you want to move onward, and to do that, you need to take the job of the man who just made you a priest. Step 2. Become a bishop. Bishops are a much more select group. While there are about 400,000 Catholic priests worldwide, there are only about 5,000 bishops. While priests get churches, bishops get cathedrals, from which they oversee a number of local churches. To advance your career, you must wait for a bishop in your area to be forced into retirement at age 75 or die sooner than that, freeing up space for you. But you can't just apply, because there's already a secret list of potential bishops that's updated every 3 years based on who the current bishops in your area think would make a good replacement for one of their own. To be on that list, in addition to the obvious requirement of being a pious person, you should also be at least 35 years old, have been a priest for at least 5 years, and have a doctorate in theology or equivalent. Assuming you're all these things, your name may or may not be on the secret list. The local bishops then give that list to the Pope's ambassador for your country, known as the Apostolic Nuncio. The Nuncio picks 3 priests from the list, does in-depth research on them, conducts interviews, and selects the one he thinks is best. But it's not over, because the Nuncio sends his report to Vatican City and the Congress of Bishops who work there, reviewing potential appointments from around the world. If the Congress of Bishops doesn't like any of the 3 candidates, they can tell the Nuncio to start over, returning to the list, picking another 3 candidates, doing more research, more interviews, and sending off the results. When the Congress of Bishops is happy with one of the Nuncio's candidates, that name is given to the Pope, who can reject the candidate and start the whole process over. It shouldn't be a surprise that from vacancy to a bishop's replacement can take months and on occasion years. But assuming a bishop in your area retired or died at the right time, and you were on the secret list of good priests, and the Nuncio picked you, and you made it through his interview, and the Congress of Bishops approved you, and the Pope didn't veto you, poof, now you're a bishop. But you're still not on top. The penultimate promotion is step number 3, become a cardinal. Despite the fancy name and snazzy red outfits to match, cardinals are not the bosses of bishops. They are bishops, just with an additional title and additional responsibilities, the most notable of which is electing the new pope. The only way to become a cardinal is to get the current pope to appoint you as one, and of the 5,000 bishops, only about 200 are ever cardinals. But let's say your ambition doesn't go unnoticed by the pope and he makes you a cardinal. Now it's time to play the waiting game for his death or retirement, and with popes, death is vastly more likely. When either happens, the cardinals under the age of 80 are brought to Vatican City, where they are isolated from the outside world, presumably by taking away their cell phones and tablets and carrier pigeons. Once sequestered, the election of a new pope can begin. These elections are...
And this is what they tell you. This is the elected man of God. God chose this dude. God chose this individual to lead his people, and you start realizing it's all politics. You gotta sniff some ass. You gotta be a brown noser. You gotta do whatever they tell you to do in order to get to the top. That's what they tell you, bro. From head to toe.
Are never exactly the same, because the ex-pope leaves instructions on how he wants his replacements to be picked, but in general it works like this. 4 times a day, the cardinals go to the Sistine Chapel to vote, and to become pope, one of them must get a 2/3 majority. There's a big dose of mustn't be too hasty here, as the cardinals don't just raise their hands or use a modern preferential voting system, but instead write down one name on a piece of paper, stand before the altar, and say a long Latin phrase before officially casting the ballot. Once all the cardinals have done this, the votes are counted and then burned. This is why TV news stations covering the election of pope use super modern...
Burned, aka... there's no validation, no track record. This is the man of God that you have to listen to, and that's it. That it is what it is. You got to comply with it. What the man says is the holy verdict, the word of God, and you just have to live by it. That's the entire system. The entire system is showing you from top to bottom the bullshit that we're dealing with. Now, to get even deeper, let's go ahead and talk about... So Joe Rogan has a podcast. You guys want to see a Joe Rogan podcast where he's actually talking about this the crazy stuff that's happening in the Vatican. Guys, with me, I'm about to show you guys the crazy ass truth. How the Nazis put their money inside the Vatican Bank, which is a private shadowy bank that has no supervision. How a ton of these dictators and criminal syndicates store their money in the Vatican. It's some crazy, crazy stuff. So we're going to be exposing truth, guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, if you haven't liked, make sure you like that shit, because we are about to end the stream, but I want to end it with a banger. What should we end this with, guys? We're going to end this with a massive banger. I have some videos, but you know what I've realized is that YouTube has taken down a ton of the content that I used to revere and look up to. But I can show you guys that. If you want me to show you, let me pull up the data. Let me pull up the data about it. Let me pull this up to you guys. You guys are about to be absolutely like perplexed. I wish YouTube wasn't so censoring with all the fucking content that they dictate. It's crazy. I think it's this one. Let me see. I'm trying to look for this article for you guys. Yeah, they have some crazy financial scheme cover-ups. Probably cover it tomorrow, guys. But let's wrap it up
HD
here.
live streaming cameras to look at a chimney. If the smoke is black, no new pope. The high victory threshold and tediously slow voting process is why it takes so long to elect a pope. It's usually at least 2 weeks of voting, 4 times a day, 6 days a week, with 1 day a week reserved for prayer, but the record length is 3 years. Assuming you eventually win the support of your fellow cardinals, you have one final thing to do before becoming pope. Pick yourself a new name. There's no formal rule, and you can name yourself anything you like, but it's tradition to take the name of a previous pope. Upon the acceptance of your new name, the final ballots are burned clean to make the smoke turn white and announce to the world that a new pope has been selected. So that's the career path. Be born into the right half of the population, become one of 1 billion Catholics, then one of 400,000 priests, then one of 5,000 bishops, then one of 200 cardinals, wait for the current pope to die or retire, and convince 2/3 of your fellow cardinals to select you as the one, the only pope.
There you go, the man of God himself. You guys want to watch something crazy? Let's talk about the banking system. Spam, fuck the bankers. Or not, don't spam that. L bankers, if you want me to show you guys how the banking system works. Shout out to Vice for this video. I don't support a ton of the stuff Vice puts out, but this is pretty good content. So we're going to be covering this. I want to show you guys how the banking system works. It's absolutely fucked. And then tomorrow we're going to be covering a lot more of these videos. I'm going to put you guys onto some crazy stuff. I just need to do some deeper research because YouTube has been taking down a lot of this content. That's fair. They can do whatever they want on their platform. Yada, yada, yada. Whatever it is, I'm going to show you guys this stuff. I'm going to watch 2 videos and then we're going to call it a fucking day. Does that sound good, guys? If you haven't hit the like button yet, we got 420 people in chat. We peaked at 750. We are growing. If you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. But let's go ahead and cover this, baby.
One of the things that happened to me quite early in my career that made me realize what was going on. I went to some basement with about 100 other bankers, and there were this semicircle of plastic chairs, and we all sat there, all men, and then...
All men, because men control the world, 150 of them. That's how it works.
And these 2 women took out an assortment of
drugs,
marital aids, and just proceeded to have sex with each other while people were doing coke and people were watching, and then...
So a ton of degenerate people that run the banks, they run the government, they run the systems, but then Monday through Friday, they put their nice little suit and ties on. You get fucking told that they know what's up, that they care about you, but in reality, they're just a ton of degenerates, and we're going to show you guys.
Then they got some people in the front row and then just started f***ing them. There's something grotesque about 100 men in suits watching 2 women going at it hammer and tongs. And I remember thinking, okay, this place is a little bit mad.
A little bit? It's just the tip of the iceberg.
I was an investment banker for...
Stick around and I'll show you how deep this rabbit hole fucking goes.
12 years, between 1996 and 2008. It's an incredibly secretive world. No one really seems to understand it. I thought it was about time someone explained what really happens.
Why do you think this guy has his face covered up? because you'd get absolutely fucking murked.
Investment banking covers a multitude of sins. In its very simplest form, it's about putting together people who want to invest money and people who want money invested in their companies. And we're in the middle, taking a huge slice. I had been to a decent university. I could also bullshit with the best of them. And that is a important...
Wait, so you're telling me if being full of shit and being full of bullshit is going to constitute your ability to be a banker?
aspect of any job in the city. The city is a place that rewards bullshit probably more than any other career. I couldn't believe the amount of money I was earning. Within about 4 years, I was earning 120, and my bonuses were getting up to 300. And then by the end of it, I
She's probably getting to $1 million in bonuses.
was over 600. The money is ridiculous. I mean, the justifications for the money have always been things like, oh, it's stressful. Well, this wasn't as stressful as a teacher's job. Oh, it's dangerous or risky. It's not as risky as being in the army. I always felt a little bit guilty about it. Like, why the hell are these people spending so much money on me when all I'm doing is pushing around bits of paper? It was a source of continual bafflement. Cocaine is the perfect drug for bankers.
Keeps you running, baby.
Because it is expensive, it's glamorous, it's something that can make you talk even more bullshit than you normally do. It gives your already inflated ego an even bigger puff. It used to be a core part of my strategy for getting clients on board. We both had something on each other. I could lose him his job, he could lose me my job. You know,
That's the name of the game, this blackmail bullshit. You know, everybody's got shit on each other. Nobody talks because everybody's fucking corrupt. It's the name of the game.
I used to come back from like an all-night bender, go straight into the office, and I would have to go on the mic in front of 200 people on the trading floor. One of the very first major presentations I ever did. I was doing it and suddenly everyone started giggling and I was thinking, what the f is going on here? And suddenly I saw this blood hit onto my white shirt. And I was like, oh my God. And I've got a massive coke-related nostril bleed all over my crisp white shirt.
Crazy.
It's the perfect job for a psychopath. If you look at what psychopaths are, and I'm not talking about Hannibal Lecter here, I'm talking about actual, normal, everyday psychopaths. They are manipulative. They are often charming. They hate jobs that require serious qualifications. They are people who don't show remorse or have empathy.
They don't give a fuck, bro. These banks will steal from you. They'll liquidate you. They'll destroy you. They'll destroy your families, your dreams, and your futures. They'll get rich in the process. They don't give a fuck. And then somehow you believe that they have the best intent in mind for you when they control the entire US dollar supply. They control the markets, the gold markets, the bond markets, the commodity markets, the crypto markets. They control Wall Street, and somehow you think that these dudes have the best interest in mind for you. The entire system is rigged. The entire system doesn't give a fuck about you. And the moment you wake up and you realize this is the moment you begin to live.
For example, if a company announces that it's going to lose 1,000 jobs, you might feel that's a bit of a shame. But actually in the city, we would absolutely celebrate and reward that company because that company is going to be more efficient and it's going to make greater profits. It's an industry that rewards psychopaths. And it's an industry that psychopaths thrive in. Insider trading happens all the time because people in the city aren't
What did I tell you?
satisfied just with their six-figure salaries and their six-figure bonuses.
No, they want more and more and more and more and more.
Want to get even more money. For example, during the financial crisis, there used to be rumors spread that this company is going bust or that this bank is about to have to ask the government for some money. And by doing that, these hedge funds were exacerbating the financial crisis, making it worse and worse.
Do you think the financial crisis that we're in right now is organic? Do you think we're in absolute financial demise and the economy is in free fall because of just some random chance? Do you think the price of gas is the price of it is because it's just random? No, these guys organized, they fuck you, they don't care.
And by doing that, these hedge funds were exacerbating the financial crisis, making it worse and worse and worse. But they didn't give a because they were making a buck for themselves, and they never got found out because they could always claim they'd heard it from someone else first. So it's one of those crimes you never get found out for. The thing is about insider trading is people think it's like this victimless crime, but actually what it means is that a hedge fund, as it usually is, has bought some shares off Grand's pension fund.
Crazy, bro.
That Grand's pension fund has unwittingly sold it to them, not realizing the share price is about to rocket when it gets taken over. So in fact, it's not a victimless crime. They're stealing directly off your granny. It's really simple. You just got a bunch of really clever, greedy, ruthless people together, and the rewards are massive, and the risks of getting caught are negligible. So they are going to do everything in their power via insider trading, spreading false rumors, market manipulation, anything. They'll just game the system to make a fast buck. And unless they really...
They're scammers. The banking system is a scam. The entire US dollar is a scam. And the moment you understand that everything around you is designed to enslave you is the moment you start to wake up. Why the fuck do you trust Chase Bank? Why the fuck do you trust Wells Fargo? Why the fuck do you trust Bank of America? Why the fuck do you trust the Federal Reserve? Have you not learned anything about how the system works?
Sort out regulation, it will always be the case. I was playing...
And it ain't regulation, bro. Because the guys that run the bank are the ones that lobby and control the entire fucking system.
For the team that was on the side of corporations...
Spam W if you guys are learning something.
...this planet. And I was on the side of corporations who didn't give a shit about their workforce, but just gave a shit about their quarterly earnings figures. Kind of gets to you, especially if you have the kind of upbringing I had, which was fairly left-wing, religious, and I was kind of a hippie as well. You know, I used to tell young kids about what a terrible job banking was, and then when I described it, strippers, £1,000 meals, cocaine, bonuses of £500,000-600,000, they were like, tell me how I get this job. It has changed. It's more about being a serious guy with 2 maths PhDs. They are still earning a lot of money, but not as much. Nowadays, there's limits on how big your bonus can be. It can only be a maximum of twice your salary, whereas back in my day, you'd get 6 times your salary at the drop of a hat. It's no longer quite the playground for druggy lads having a ball anymore, and thank for that, frankly, because it's not right the way we used to behave. I think on my deathbed, that particular phase in my life, I will not be very proud of. I sold my soul to the devil, basically.
You heard that.
But I did get a good price for it.
You heard that. The next video is the last video we're gonna watch, guys, and it's the secret hotel sex parties of the mega rich. You guys wanna hear about the secret hotel sex parties and orgies of the mega rich people? You guys want to hear about what happens while you work a 9-to-5, while you slave away like a little bitch? You guys want to see how the rich just do whatever the fuck they want while they mask you up like a little pussy? You guys want to see what the rich dudes are actually doing on their free time? Spam, I'm ready. Spam, I'm ready if you guys are ready to get fucking exposed to this crazy shit. Let me know. Let me know. Spam, I'm ready. I'm ready, baby. I'm ready, baby. Let's go. Yo.
You just got suspended, dog.
Yeah?
Yeah, it says stream unavailable, stream suspended for policy violation. Bro, you didn't even get to end the stream and they got your ass. Everybody's like, they got us. Free Luke.